Hello, everybody. This is Geek Fighters, and I'm Fighter Counts, the guy playing the game. And with me, as usual, is Double RPG and Metal Blue Eye. Say hi, guys.
Hey,
Hi, guys.
What up?
How's everybody doing today? And Vito,
course.
we just want to say congratulations on you getting
Welcome.
your platinum trophy on this game. That seemed to be quite an accomplishment in a hair-raising time to try to platinum a game like this because, well, Ryuga Gotoku games, they are pretty tricky to try to platinum.
Pretty hard. Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things you got to put in a lot of dedication.
But hey, speaking of, we got the rumblings of us maybe getting a Yakuza 8 trailer this coming week or so.
I hope so.
So yeah.
I did see the
Yes.
preliminary stuff on that game, so yeah, I guess the trailer
Yeah.
was soon.
So yeah, wouldn't surprise me because there are rumors out there because Tokyo Game Show is coming up, obviously. So, and not to mention other companies are having streams and such either this coming week or what have you. So
I hope that...
I know
Konami's
Namco
doing something.
Bandai. Yeah, Konami's doing something. Namco Bandai's having a stream. Yeah, apparently Sega might be doing something, but either way, we'll probably be getting it. Or
Hey,
whatever.
LPH, how's it going?
And supposedly Nintendo
Whatever
Direct
it's
is
called.
either happening this week coming up, or next week.
I know, yeah, there's been leaks saying that one's coming, yeah, like soon. So.
And honestly, it is about time too, since the last one they did was, a full one was back in February that we,
Yeah.
took part of.
Oh yeah, so another one isn't gonna surprise me,
Yeah.
especially around TGS. So yeah.
Oh yeah, and speaking of TGS and Konami, they say that they have a mystery game that they're going to be announcing, and they said it's from a world beloved series or world loved series. Now, that could be anything.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna go out there and say
LPH
it
said
finally.
that long, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it. We're finally getting that thing we've all been waiting for: a Yu-Gi-Oh pachinko machine.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I mean, it's two things that still makes Konami a lot of money: is Yu-Gi-Oh and pachinko. So why not put them together?
And Starchild says, yeah, they are having a Suikoden voice actor announcing it too. Oh, wow. Could it be? Since, we are getting a Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes, could it be that we're getting a new Suikoden to coincide with that? If that's the case, I'll be like, oh, man.
That'd be sick.
That would be sick.
We have an Eiyuden
nice.
Chronicle and Suikoden.
Yeah.
You have your cake and eat it too. Like,
Yes. And yeah, LPH, it's probably not going to be Metal Gear Solid, but the thing is that according to rumor that there are remasters of 1, 2, and 3 that are in the works.
I hope
Not to
so.
mention there are. Let's just this is more the direct kind of thing, but there are rumors that there's a lot of possible GameCube ports in the works for the Switch. One of which was rumored to be the Twin Snakes. So
Ooh, hey.
yeah.
If that turns out to be the remaster for MGS1 on any platform, I'd say
Mhm.
that was definitely a bold choice.
Yeah.
Mikoshiba's murder.
But like I said, that it's just rumors that that and another one mentioned was F-Zero GX. So
Mhm.
Mhm.
Oh, hey. Hi, Saori.
I don't mind being the ace in the hole.
sorry.
Salary's kind of like the other main character, because she's the only other one that in the main story, not counting the Kaito DLC, that you actually play as, which is kind of funny.
Yeah,
I might even tidy the place up a bit.
I remember that too.
Lots of open bottles. to
What? Yeah,
pop.
wasn't there a spot in the first game where you had to control her?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I
here
thought.
too. Which is quite
Oh,
spoiler,
interesting.
But yes, here too.
Yeah.
This ain't the part, but yes, you will. If I remember right, is there a trophy that's missable here or something like that? I forget.
Possibly.
Impossible.
Oh,
lost already.
And Starchild follows up. He says he's guessing that since the Eiyuden games are coming out and getting traction, Konami saw that there was demand for it, so it gave them an excuse to possibly
I
go
mean-
back to Suikoden. Yeah, I mean, it could be possible.
Possibly.
Prophecy.
Like here, I'm gonna go look at my my thing here, my game leaks thing here.
Yeah, I just hope that they're making one, that they are making one, and not just for the sake of a cash grab or whatever. If that turns out to be the case.
So yeah, like we are getting some things coming in. Bandai Namco, yeah, has a mysterious time slot in their TGS lineup.
It's the same school Toshiro-kun went to 4 years
Ooh.
ago.
Also rumored is apparently a possible announcement for Armored Core 6.
But that was when
Oh.
Shirosaki-sensei
Oh.
called, so that's
Game
That
is the
could be
game
the-
Oh, well.
Mystery.
audible?
Okay.
Sorry.
Why are you
Oh,
here,
can you
then?
hear it?
That'd be
let's see.
obvious at this point, I think. As you
Also,
know,
apparently,
Mikoshi returned to
Paramount's
his home. His
hiring
body was found in a warehouse.
indicates we might be getting a
Yes.
new AAA
Why would you know
Ninja
well
Turtles
enough to
game
claim
next
that in
year.
court?
Yeah, it is audible.
Okay,
I
cool.
wished
Okay.
hard enough for it to come true.
Yeah, I wasn't
you hear
sure
a metal
because
set?
I was hearing,
Care to tell
you
us
know,
why
Metal
you wish
talking
for
during the,
miracle
you know, when I had
That's fine.
to boost up the
You
stream.
really need me
But
to
it,
explain
of course,
why.
there's that delay.
Mikoshiba, you blame him
What was
for
Metal saying, sir?
Toshiro-kun's death, don't you?
No, I'm just looking through some of the stuff. Like,
Just something about Triple A.
Even though
That's
when
what
you
got
took
me
the school
interested.
yeah,
No evidence turned up.
apparently
Third-party
job listings
investigation
hint
found
that
no blood, didn't it?
we might be getting a AAA caliber
Mikoshiba
Ninja
told
Turtles
you
game
what's
next
up.
year.
Yeah.
Beat him up, and then
That's the
Possibly.
rumors going around, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That damn kid was
There's
still
also
shooting
some
high
confirmations
grades.
for Switch,
Sons in the
like It
class
Takes
wouldn't
Two
stand up.
and Skyrim Anniversary Edition.
Toshiro used to.
Yeah,
Steal
Skyrim
money
on
from
Switch.
me or
I
you
wasn't
to
expecting
make
that
sure
because
we
I was
pay
like,
Mikoshiba
Switch
off.
can't,
Ahara-san,
you know,
seem to
how
know a
underpowered
lot
the
about
Switch
what
is,
happened to your
unfortunately.
son.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any proof?
But it is an old game, but I was like, I don't know if
I'd
Switch
lost
will
if I
they
did.
even care, but okay,
That
you
school
know,
can
you
rot
get
in
it.
hell for all I care.
LPA said,
Everybody get it.
You know what I
LPA said a
picked it
movie,
for.
a game,
It was being
TV.
a
It's a good
pervert.
year for TMNT
I
fans.
admit to everything.
Oh, yeah.
It
Hell
is,
yeah,
yeah.
has
I
it
grew up
been?
the business
Yeah,
Got
we
the
had
Rise
ourselves-
movie, we got Shredder's Revenge, now we got the Cowabunga collection. Not to mention the comics, toys, all that good stuff. So yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, it's been a pretty good year for its,
Just a second.
well, it's, I wouldn't say, it's not its 40th anniversary quite yet. That's still a couple of years from now.
Oh, that's right. And they finally decided to make Venus de Milo canon.
Yes, in the IDW continuity.
Yeah. After I guess Eastman and Laird said fuck no for years, they're like, ah, whatever.
That sounds right. Whatever.
Now they're like, ah, whatever. Just sign the check. Although that's right.
Sign
Technically,
the
what
check.
was it? Laird doesn't get one, does he? Because he signed all his shit over to Eastman, didn't he?
Mind taking a look
I
at
guess
Star-
technically he don't get shit. Anyway.
Anyway.
Even Star Child says that the collection has been pretty good so far. My only criticism with the collection is its online is laggy as hell. No matter.
Well, yeah, I kind of expected that, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, so
the first time they tailed me, I was
hopefully
heading to a meetup
they
with
will
Science
release
gets me is the
numerous
fact-
patches where they
yeah, I hope so.
stabilize the online play.
That's why just
You
because they
remember
say
Sala
rollback
Sensei,
doesn't
yes?
mean that you're gonna
She
get good.
transferred to Serio 4
Rollback
years
is
ago,
obviously the
not
better
long before your
choice,
son passed away.
Yeah, but it's one
All
of
the
those
time.
things that
But
you
Then,
that you
then delay based.
but
yeah,
you gotta
but-
like make sure it's people who know what they're doing. Rollback.
True.
LPH, I would say the best time that we're going to see the first teaser trailer or the first actual trailer for the Mario movie is probably going to be whenever the next Nintendo Direct happens, or late, possibly at the Game Awards this December. If I have to be
I was gonna
perfectly honest.
say it seems like a thing they would keep for the Game Awards, probably. Because don't forget, Jeff has got some Nintendo exclusives in the past, so.
Starchild says that he's heard complaints about the online parts not running that great, but he's not sure whether or not it's because of the Wi-Fi warriors or what. So he hasn't even tried it yet.
Hard to
You know,
tell. Yeah.
it is possible that it could be Wi-Fi warriors,
Wi-Fi warriors.
or that not everybody has found the perfect position for the frame delay in the online settings for whichever session you create amongst the 4 games. But I noticed that if you were to play if you just play the game through like 2 players or whatnot, the game runs somewhat just fine. But 3 and 4 players, it's like, good Good luck for there being any stable online connection or whatnot.
But if we can't connect him to the murder,
So Ihara is not talking to us.
Yeah.
Why am I not
Secret
surprised?
lockdown, no matter
Johnny
what it is.
Tightlips.
Yep.
Where
I
you
don't get
hit?
that reference.
I ain't
Linked
sick.
I ain't
cards
saying
to
no.
us, man.
What I tell the
I ain't
doctor?
saying
Tell him to
nothing.
suck a
Damn
lip.
it. And I was so
Exactly.
close too. To think there's
I'm
still
so
somewhere in
good.
Jinju. I need to find them. before
Boy,
the
I
trail
love
goes
getting
cold.
notifications. Already
So you're
checking
heading
those
back to Yokohama?
notifications, and it's still saying I have a
Not tonight.
notification.
Kaito's waiting
Oh,
for
I
me
love
in the office.
those.
I'll be
I
in
love it
touch.
whenever I answer a Skype call,
Okay.
like a minute in,
Anything
it'll tell me
changes,
I
I'll
missed a
contact
Skype
you.
call.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm in that Skype
yeah.
call.
Like
Yeah,
you
I
missed
love
it.
that.
I'm already here.
Yeah.
It's like I'm in the call. How
That
did I miss
happened.
a
That
call?
happened to
I'm
Bad
in.
Gamer yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, bro, how am I gonna miss it if I'm here? Boy, the NPCs look really good here compared to previous Yakuza games.
Oh yeah.
Like this one's like a barker or something, but she actually looks like, even though she's an NPC, it looks like a person.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like
I
some of them
mean,
just like looked under detailed before. Like
oh yeah, that you can definitely tell that the
like they don't
difference
have to
is,
be super detailed, but you know, like,
but the difference
oh
is
no, what
night
am I
and
doing
day when
here?
compared to the other Yakuza games that are in high definition, for sure.
I don't know what I'm doing. Am I wasting time? You bet.
Oh hell yeah.
But there's actually there's actually a good reason to play this, because one of the side stories actually is all about playing Virtual Fighter.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, Sonic the Fighters.
yeah, that's also there.
Oh yeah. I forgot. Yeah, that's. Oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna get
hidden
whooped by
gem.
Duro though.
Oh yeah.
They're all. Oh come on, man. If I beat him on, a judgment stream, so can you.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope, but for
You,
some
you,
reason I
you can
always.
beat the shiny lady.
I beat him with the Brad Show too.
Boy, I hope. Speaking of netcode, I hope Ultimate Showdown gets rolled back instead of delay.
Oh
That's the only
yeah.
reason I stopped playing
Be
it.
nice.
I would have. I stopped caring to rank up because I was just like, whatever. Like,
Oh yeah, I forgot that you're pretty good with Lion, aren't you?
yeah, he's my main.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good. I fought. Speaking of Ultimate Showdown, I did fight like an actual couple pros and was and either like beat them or barely lost. And they're like, "How the heck are you this good?" And I'm like, "Ha ha! I'm, I'm one of those secret killers. I just never got to play in tournaments, but yes, I played."
This is definitely gives more reason why maybe something like Dead or Alive and Virtua Fighter should have a crossover game instead of just having guest characters in either game.
Isn't it weird how Ultimate Showdown, instead of fixing that code, added Tekken costumes? And
Yeah,
not
Yeah.
actual
that is
Tekken
so
characters.
strange.
That's so weird. I'm not even doing cool combos. I'm just, boom, excellent. That's got to be the best perfect thing ever. Not just perfect, but excellent. Like friggin'
Excellent.
Bill and Ted just came out of retirement just to say excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Bill
And
and
yesterday
or
was
Ted.
Keanu Reeves' birthday too.
Oh, what? Really? Happy birthday, Keanu.
Yes.
that was yesterday.
He is a fellow dyslexic. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yep.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Dang.
I
Happy
respect him
belated
for
birthday, Mr. Wick.
being able to follow.
Or I should say, happy belated birthday, Mr. Anderson.
By the way, they don't tell you much about the lore in the game because there's no endings or nothing. But Shun Di is actually Leon's lion's master.
Ah.
His Sifu.
Ah. As Star Child says a few things, he says he used Lao on Ultimate Showdown and he reached rank 82 in North America with him.
Yeah.
And he believes that they also added Yakuza clothes as well for some
They
of the
did.
characters.
Yes.
And Star Child says, yeah, he's 58, he believes. And LPH says, we need a new Sonic the Fighters game.
Why not at this point?
Well, hey,
Eh,
Why not?
make a new Fighting Vipers and then just reskin it. There you go.
Right? Boom.
Yeah.
It worked the
I
first
mean,
time.
I mean, since Sonic, since the Sonic IP has come a long ways, I mean, depending on how Sonic Frontiers performs upon its launch in November, if it does really well, anything could be possible. I mean,
Oh yeah, you never know.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, I would say, cautious optimism when it comes to that game, based on what a lot of people's been saying,
Man,
eh,
my timing, my spacing is not what it used to be.
because a lot of people were complaining with just how bland it looked back in June, but since Gamescom, the reception for the game with what more that Sega and Sonic Team has shown has been a lot more positive. So, who knows? But for me personally, I just want to see a Sonic game where you can play more than just Sonic the Hedgehog. I want it to go back to the adventure days where you get to play as
Yeah, that'd be nice.
other characters.
It would, wouldn't it?
They wanted to get the hands, but I was like, no.
Get the hands.
He got the hands.
Oh, he got the hands.
He tried
Yeah.
to give them, but no.
Oh yeah. It did seem like you were he was giving you a bit of a hard time there. Out of everything that that Ryuga Gotoku has done for Yakuza and Judgment, where they actually will try to cross over with other properties into the Yakuza and Lost Judgment universe or whatever. But yet it seems like they hardly do a lot or mention a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean, it's cool that we see
Yeah.
Sonic the Fighters in this game, but it's just like, it seems like, if anything, that Ryuga Gotoku, or at least Yu Suzuki, whenever it comes to Shenmue, who'll actually reference a lot of his own past works.
Oh yeah, Yu Suzuki will.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, straight up puts his previous games as arcade games.
Yeah.
Oh, I lost a round. A whole round.
Oh, no.
I gotta give up Virtual Fighter forever. No.
Oh, Lao-chan.
Kind of funny that it's Star Child's character that is.
Yeah. Oh, Pai-chan, your dad's kicking Lion's butt.
Lord.
Is
Wow!
Lao-chan,
Holy
is
crap!
Lao-chan and Pai-chan related?
Yeah. Their father and
Icon.
daughter.
Yeah, I thought so.
I can't believe I lost the whole match. That's weird.
Dang. Sorry to hear that.
That's never happened.
Starchild
Not
says
even in PS3 days did it ever happen.
Lao has a broke flying foot stomp.
Yes, he does. The doubles, his down attack stomp. Like what I'm doing there, Lao's version of that is a double stomp that's just broken.
Even says that one of these stages he's never lost on. But yet it's just like, when I look at this game, it's like you either play with fists like you do in this game, or you play with weapons like in Soul Calibur. Because if you fell off that stage, it's a match over for both games.
Ring outs.
Yeah.
See, that time I just wrecked him. I just forgot. It's been a while, you know?
Kind of rusty a little bit.
Yeah, a little rust. I got it.
Oh, I know the feeling all too well, especially whenever I play Super Castlevania 4 once a year. It's just like, I can't believe how rusty I am going back to that game.
Look, it's Owie.
I bet. Yeah.
Owie. Man, looking at this version, which is the obvious, like, arcade original of Final Showdown compared to Ryuga Gotoku, like, upgrade with the graphics, you could tell how much they actually like gave a big huge upgrade to the graphics.
Mm-hmm.
Although some of it I'm like, I didn't want them to look too realistic, but whatever.
Yeah.
They made them look too much like real people. I was like, but they gotta have a little bit of anime.
Star Child says he thinks that the one he didn't lost was it was either the river level or one of the levels on the beach.
Oh wow, she just.
Come on, beat Kazumi.
That was close, but that was close.
Oh, you beat her with a sliver of health.
Oh, here we go. Akira Yuki.
Oh yeah, you did. You channeled me. Sliver of health.
Oh geez, yeah, those just frames he has, man. Whoa, I almost had him. Then he went. He somehow blocked that while I was like already. He somehow recovered frames that fast. Like okay.
Dang. Dang.
Alright, Akira.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that move.
Akira Yuki.
Dang.
Man.
Me. I'm actually really good at this game. Well, I actually am, but or was. Also me. I'm gonna get exposed to fraud on stream. Jeez. You're fraud now, Jerry.
You're a fraud. Hey, you're no Billy Mitchell. Now that's a true fraud.
Or his
Oh
buddy
yeah.
that me and Metal
Yeah.
found out did series of informational videos.
Yeah, it turns out, in the early 90s, he did some how to score more at Nintendo, like sponsored videos by some friggin' company that was selling like auto fire joysticks and shit.
Really?
Only he was going by as Skip Rogers.
Yeah. We were like, who's Skip? Then I looked up, oh god, it's just Todd.
It's just Todd. Yeah,
It's just-
he was just going by Skip at the time. Yeah.
And I loved his WrestleMania tips. It was just get good.
Yeah. Literally.
Wow.
It was
Wow.
just get good, scrub.
Damn. Savage. Get
Yeah, it was-
good. That's not a tip.
It's for him.
Well, for him, but for everybody else, that's
And that's because we found out that like he must have just been like reading a script because he didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah. That's what we figure anyway.
Yeah.
come on, Jerry. You can beat Dural.
I don't think so, but I got lucky there. Lord.
I believe in you.
God. Golly. These counter hits, I gotta make sure. Okay. God.
Dang.
What was like, whoa, come on now. And that don't even, how you gonna do Wolf's thing and it do damage when for Wolf it's just a counter grab?
This is Dural we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly, unbeatable. That's why you doing it and me doing it on other streams.
You lost?
Of course.
Ah, damn.
Only good against real people. I don't know. Well, yeah, I guess.
man. Ah. Oh well, you at least took Dural down in one match, so I guess it's better than not winning any of the matches.
True.
But still, out of everybody within the Geek Fighters who went up against Raul in a Ryoga Gotoku game and who has managed to beat it,
Hey, did you see that email
you're
from
looking at your
Supermom?
boy, or you're listening to your boy speaking to you right now.
It wasn't that long ago. It's something you gotta see, though.
What is it? Something happened?
It's the murder footage.
But hey,
Miko Shiba's
you'll get your
murder
moment
ended up on
again.
the internet. It's going viral on all the social media sites.
You gotta forgive me. I'll do anything you want.
I mean, even when I went up against Raul, I was surprised I was actually able to beat him or her.
No, it's a girl. Yeah.
Oh, it is
It's
a girl.
always based off a woman in the Virtual Fighter.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just
It's always based
shiny.
off. Yeah.
It's shiny.
And the original version was Kage's mom. Then it was Sarah Bryant, and then it was Vanessa. That it's based off of. Wow, snuff film. Christ, Lord Doom is here to see this.
Oh, Hiko Shiba.
Dang.
I mean, saying that you'll repent for Toshiro's suicide. Damn.
I hear it's painless,
It brings on many changes.
and I can take or leave it.
if I please.
Do 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 do.
Star
Do,
Child
do,
said he was
do,
looking up
do.
Soul Hackers and found out there was a live action series back in the late 90s.
Really?
Interesting.
Hey,
Huh.
Hara has an alibi for this.
Oh, damn.
They already found him guilty, and that's the whole reason.
Plot
he couldn't have killed
twist.
Miko Shiba, right? But if that's the case,
Ihara was
what the hell is
responsible
this?
for Miko Shiba's assassination.
Either this thing is staged, or his entire alibi was a massive cover-up. They can't both be true. But there's something I just can't shake.
Dang.
If you want my opinion on it, this looks real.
I need to have another chat with O'Hara. Damn it. I'm not gonna let him get away with this.
Here, I thought that the stuff that we covered in the original Judgment was dark, but this is on a whole new level.
Yeah. Straight up murder right there, man.
Mm-hmm. On camera, too.
Oh, save. I'm like, what?
Oh, that is the end of that chapter?
Yep.
Yeah. So we're already about a third into the game. Story?
What chapter would this be? 5 right now.
We're
we
coming into
started.
5, yeah.
It's like 14. So
Attempting to poke holes in each.
how many chapters
After
are there?
confronting Akihiro,
Isn't there like
Ohara,
13 of them
he
in this
figures
game?
Both crimes. He witnesses a harrowing video that provides more questions than answers.
Starchild says that Season 1 loosely follows the story he believes, and Season 2 was all original.
Bound by vengeance,
Huh.
snuffs it
And
out.
he even posted the opening video in the Discord, too.
There's 13 chapters. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we get one of the craziest boss fights. Yes.
Oh, boy.
Yes. This dude goes hard with this thing.
Double Jeopardy. You rue the day you crossed me,
So the murder
Trebek.
footage is already making the rounds online. I don't think it's showing up on TV though.
Yeah, the net's a mess right now. It's all unsubstantiated rumors and unverified sources. Typical, really. An ex-cop going from by-the-book sex offender to vigilante avenger overnight is prime forum drama. Sentiment seems to be swinging
Oh,
in favor
God.
of O'Hara, but there's
Even
plenty
the,
of folks on the fence about it too.
The murder,
Reactions
the video of the
all
murder
over
we
the board.
saw is making
Do
rounds.
we know if that video
Dang.
is authentic?
That got out
I mean, CGF's
quick.
come a long way, right?
Oh, or perhaps
Oh
it's
my.
fake. That is plausible. AI has reached the point where it can generate pretty convincing facsimiles. Someone even made a video that made it look like the U.S. president was saying a bunch of crazy stuff. And that's
Ihara
the
did
tip of
it
the iceberg.
basically as revenge for his
It's
son.
only getting more authentic looking.
Can't guys like you tell if a video is fake or not though? Aren't there any signs?
Oh, there are several telltale signs of a video being doctored. So I ran every check I could think of on the murder footage. And wouldn't you know it, nothing came up. Most likely, we're looking at the real deal.
Most likely?
Well, no one can claim with absolute certainty that it wasn't altered in some way. Which means it's not substantial enough to prove Ihara's guilt. At least not in a court of law.
Gotcha. Do you know when and where the footage was uploaded?
It was posted sometime last night, but the source is too hard to pin down. The uploaders spread it across multiple servers overseas in a well-concerted effort to hide their tracks.
Makes sense.
It's
But I'll
not
bet it
substantial to
ultimately came
prove
from
Ihara's
Kushina's
guilt.
killers, no matter how real or fake it is.
Yeah, I never,
How do you
I
figure?
even now,
Think about it.
I still don't get
No one
that,
could have staged that
especially
unless they knew
when
the
later on they
specifics of when
find it
Miyashiro
even
was
more
killed.
incriminating and
From how he was positioned to little
like,
things like the
what they
blood
call
on the
that,
ground,
like, it's,
every last detail was just as
what
the
do they call
detectives
that,
described it.
Metal, when it's a piece of
Good
evidence that
point.
you literally cannot doubt?
All this browsing's really taking a toll on the old pinky.
Chat might know
Deci-
it.
decisive evidence.
Incontrovertible.
Oh, what a word Metal said?
Controvertible.
Incontrovertible.
Yeah, beyond a reasonable doubt is one thing. I'm trying to think,
Okay.
what do you call the actual evidence that gives
Looks
you
like
no
another visit
reasonable
to
doubt?
Ihara might clear things up.
Decisive evidence.
You should ask Shirosaki-sensei about it.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of the fancy
that was
legal
my
term.
thought too.
Oh,
It might
okay.
be incontrovertible or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They find evidence that's basically that, right? Later on, that's basically even more obvious. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
incontrovertible. Yeah, that is the word.
Okay.
Not able to be denied or
Thought so.
disputed. But
Yeah, I
get
thought-
this, they still say no, it can't be admitted later when they find. I'm just like, that's like a
That's-
slight spoiler. It's not, just. I didn't tell you what
That's-
the evidence is, but
But still, I mean,
it makes
if
no
you-
sense that they're still like, no, we can't use that. I'm like, just. Excuse me if I go a little blue, but
I mean,
yes,
if
the hell
they're-
you can.
if they're charging him for a sexual predatory practice in the public, wouldn't that make that charge completely moot? And the
Well, here's
charge
what
of
Kaito just said.
first-degree murder, an actual.
Look, let me get this straight. Ihara went and got a lady he felt up on purpose so he could not get murder.
Only Ihara could answer that one for you. I want to ask him that question myself.
But yeah, there's evidence that's so like they even say like this evidence is like cannot be denied. It is 100% factual proof. Also the court. Nah, man. LOL.
Lol.
It's like them saying that they can't even use that incontrovertible evidence because they feel it's fabricated.
That's the thing. That evidence is proof that it isn't. It's literally it's proof that it can't be fabricated.
Yeah.
They admit that. Oh, that is true. That is evidence that's not fabricated. But we can't admit it still. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Oh, Jesus.
You'll see when we get there. You'll see the evidence, and you're probably gonna think the same thing. You're gonna be like, wait a minute now. How is that? Wait, why did I kick him for real? I thought he had the fear thing.
What a waste.
Also look at this lady who's obviously concerned. And look at this thing right here. Guy, you know what happened to me? When was it? Yesterday? Was I out yesterday? No, Tuesday, right? When I was. No,
Well,
was-
didn't you? Well, you
No,
were
it was
out
yesterday.
yesterday because.
Yeah, it was yesterday. It was yesterday. Yeah. I almost lost $1 because I always seem to drop $1, but thankfully I just went back in and found where I dropped it. I was like, oh, thank God nobody took it.
Good. Yeah, and Starchild says, depending on how some evidence is found and when it is found, who finds it, it can be inadmissible in court.
Huh. Although I don't know if that's how Japanese courts work, but
Right.
But yeah, that is true. It can't. Yeah. I guess that's probably what they're going by. That's what I can think of. Well, you
Right.
found it, not the prosecutor. Like
Mm-hmm.
Yagami found it. He's not on this case. I don't know. still, you're gonna be like, wait a minute, but that's such true evidence.
This is why I say in future Judgment games that there needs to be more of like a court gameplay mechanic, and not just
Right, said it's just the end or whatever. Yeah,
yeah.
it's like an
It
afterthought
needs to
almost.
incorporate some elements of like Ace Attorney into the whole thing because that preview, you know, where in the first game where it does spoof Ace Attorney, you know, where Yagami does the objection pose and all that, it's
Yeah.
like that's got that. You know, it doesn't seem very far-fetched.
Whoa! I got exploder suplex. I got T-bone suplex. I never had that happen in the hours of playing this game. Sorry, this guy for exploder suplexing me must die.
Oh, dang.
Must die in the most epic of ways.
And
course.
Starchild even said, if evidence is found during an illegal search, it can be inadmissible, even if it is a video of someone doing the crime.
Now my question is that still for Japanese laws? But maybe it is, because isn't there, besides the fact that they're like, they got a thing where like, you know, what is it, like a corrupt, like the prosecutor always wins?
Mm-hmm.
But isn't there laws like based off ours?
There's gotta be, I would think.
Hey, Lord Doom, I'm glad you're here.
I mean, of course there
'Cause,
are some
it's
differences
getting spicy now in
between
this game.
between a Western
Good
legal
kind, not
system
bad kind.
to the Japanese legal system, but there's got to be some similarity
Or tense,
somewhere.
I should say, not even spicy. More like tense. It's getting thrillery up in here. Sometimes I use the wrong word. Look at that dude chucking another dude at. He picked up a dude to chuck at me, except he
Oh.
missed completely.
Another dude.
What? This dude said I'm gonna chuck this dude at this dude. Bro.
Starchild even said he's sure that their laws are similar, and he's sure that Japanese courts have weird rules as well. Yeah,
I don't have a extract.
because it seems like whenever it comes to
I don't have any daikons. Aw.
because it seems like whenever it comes to like Japanese courts, it just seems like they're always in favor of the prosecution and not the defense. I mean, it's like they're saying that the defense needs to come up with a compelling argument
Hey,
in
old
order
school
for them
Flux
to
Fisher.
reverse their decision.
Really, guys?
This is for you, Kyle. That was an old school Flux Fisher.
Let's hit it.
All right. Ah, my baby. Does it still have that weird delay where you have to let go
No,
of these?
it's a lot easier to do.
Oh, good.
Pepsi J Cola. Huh. Hug
Well, that's-
bomb.
Well, that's not copyright infringing whatsoever.
Well, all of these
Nope.
are legitimate. They all have the, you know,
Yeah.
they all have the proper copyrights.
Lord Doom says, "Psst."
Oh boy, we're gonna get told a secret today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is true. The FBI has a 99% conviction rate, as he says.
Mafia, you're here?
It's been too damn long, Mafia-chan.
Hey, look who showed up, Kyle.
By any chance, Yagami?
Oh boy, I can't wait.
Working on a case for salary? A video got leaked. It depicted a man committing a murder.
Oh, Mafuyu. Good to see you again.
No drop frames. Good. Yesterday
Yeah.
I had a little bit in the
That
beginning
is
of my
good.
stream.
Yeah.
That's
You hear about
I
the
think that's
Ohara case
Shirami
yet?
Lei voicing her again, Mafuyu.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Prosecutor's
I mean,
office is in
I wouldn't
total
replace her.
chaos right now.
If I
No,
was them.
no.
If I was
Oh,
Sega,
no.
I wouldn't replace her.
I'll bet. After
She's a
all,
great
they're the
voice
ones who
actress.
pushed for Ahara's battery conviction. If that video is real, that would mean Ahara
A lot of people would know her as Lucy Harpilia from Fairy Tail, but I know her as Sailor Venus from the Viz
And it's
media
not like
dub
the
of Sailor Moon.
prosecution can say, "Sorry, Your Honor, we'd like a
Oh, that's a
do-over,"
classic.
after the fact.
Yeah.
To make matters worse, everything
Lord
you do
Doom
is
even
all
says,
about
it's not
progress
exactly
all over the
99%, but
news.
it's upwards of
Changing that tune
95%.
now
If they're
undermines
coming
the
after you,
process.
you're probably going to jail, even if you didn't
So,
actually
for the
do
time
it.
being,
That's the
our
scary
department is
part.
trying to predict how the defense will
Golly.
approach the situation.
Dang.
Hence why they
Yeah.
sent me here to check in on my good friend's salary.
Yeah, it's
Totally
pretty much
missed
like
much.
the law are just pretty much going by
Clears up a lot.
a quick assumption that somebody actually did it without, doing like a thorough investigation firsthand.
Kids are. Figured you had to show up sometime.
Mafiu, you're caught up in this too?
Yeah, she ran into us downstairs.
I'm sure you can work out that I'm here to spy on you. But wouldn't you like to know what we're up to as well? Are you sure that's your only motive coming here?
There you kids are.
Sorry?
What?
Something
Oh, we're
like
still
a
young?
professional excuse
Well,
to
I guess
slug
we
on
would
the
be.
side? In your dreams? I had no idea Yagami-kun was involved until just now. All right. I'll accept that. For now.
Gotta say, I miss this little
Still,
bastard.
I like to say that Mafuyu is a potential love interest for Yagami
I
in
still
canon.
think so. I mean, just if you just saw what they were saying there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we get to show you a snuff film again.
Needless to say,
Oh
our
boy,
office is going through this footage with a fine-tooth comb.
the snuff,
That said, they've already
disturbing
defended their
footage.
stance. They've deemed it an unreliable source and therefore useless as evidence. Basically, they want it to look like it was considered and already thrown out.
Huh?
So there you go.
So
See, they
they're not gonna
already know about
verify
the
the video?
footage, and
Not
they're
even
like,
question Ahara about
at
being
that point,
with
it's
Shiba?
actually
Nothing?
legally
No,
admissible. She
not
just said
after it
they
was
just don't
proven
want
in
to.
court that Ehara committed
But like I said,
sexual
later on,
battery
they're
with
gonna
an
find
octopus
even
dog.
more substantial evidence.
I
They're still
mean,
like, nah.
wouldn't you say a conviction has a
They're gonna
certain
be like,
finality to it?
what?
Besides,
Yeah.
there's no way Ehara could
Because
have
they
murdered
love their
Mikoshiba
high
within that limited
prosecution
time
rates,
span.
man,
Right.
and
Uh,
they'll
Which
let
means
innocent
the
people
murder
go to
video
jail if
doesn't really add up,
Yep.
does
they,
it?
What are
as
you
long as they
getting
get their prosecution numbers still.
I'm saying
Oh yeah. It
prosecution
just makes
believes
you
the
think that the
video has been
prosecution in
falsified.
Japan is a very
Special
corrupt
effects,
side of the
CGI.
legal system.
Whatever it is, we're not buying it.
Huh.
Hey, look at
Furthermore, the prosecutor pushing that stance
I
was the
mean,
one who handled Ehara's trial.
And that
if any of
is-
you played Phoenix
His
Wright,
name
then you'll
is
know
Sadao
exactly
Takano.
how
there
He
he
was the
is.
one gunning the hardest for Ehara the first time around, especially
how
considering his
the
officer status.
prosecution was like in the
Objections
beginning
listed,
portions of
justice
the
served.
the earliest
Never
parts of
behind
the
the money,
franchise, how the side of the
He certainly
prosecution
looked the part
within
of the
the
people's
legal system in
prosecutor
that game was
bringing
very
Ehara into
corrupt.
court.
So what you're saying is Takano could never accept anything but Ahara's original sentence.
Sadao.
Since this footage of the murder contradicts that finding, he just thinks it's a shame.
Even Laura Doom says it's almost like a job,
Yes,
like that should
and
have a different
pretty bad,
metric
but
than
a fair
quote
trial's
unquote
result
what's your
can't be
batting average
challenged
to
by some
determine who's
video
good
audio.
at their job.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who could honestly
Exactly,
trust a
man.
system that changes its mind so easily? Both the prosecutor's office and the court are beholden to the case as Takano-kun presented it.
But that's just sweeping the issue under
You know,
the
with
rug.
It has a domino effect too.
with
The police are
Mafuyu's
beholden to the
hairstyle,
verdict of
doesn't she
God,
kind of look a
so
little bit like
their
Rukia
hands are
Kuchiki
tied.
from Bleach with that
This
hairstyle?
applies to
Just a
both
little bit.
Tokyo and Kanagawa.
Rukia
She needs- she needs
Kikuchi.
to- the big old one
Supposedly,
single bang.
They don't want to get involved
Yeah,
with Ehara
just missing the
until they're
single
sure
bang.
The video is real. They come in with a list of
I'm-
questions about
If
the
this game
murder.
was on PC, I'm
It'll
pretty
show
sure
the
that
doubts
somebody
being
would have made a
cast
mod
by the
for that, so
original
that
murder.
way she would actually look the part.
But no one can prove that the video's real.
Right. There's no way to verify the legitimacy.
See,
of
they're
an
talking
untraceable
about like
video.
they don't think it's legitimate.
But if the
So,
police aren't allowed to see
like I said,
Ehara,
minor spoiler, they
he'll
do
never
find
even become a suspect in the murder.
you're
A
just
lot
like,
more
Evidence is
incriminating evidence, but
untouchable.
yet
Yeah.
but
Exactly.
still it won't even get
None of the
accepted
detectives are
into
happy about
as actual evidence.
Especially down in Kanagawa.
now is this past
Their
where you
job
were?
is to bring in a suspect.
Oh
We're
yeah,
on
this is
chapter
far
five?
past. This is far past
Ending up
way
at the same dead
where I was.
Oh,
Like I said, it was probably like around. I
Until
did not even
recently,
make it to
people were
chapter
lining
4,
up to bring Ahara
if
to
I do recall
justice.
correctly.
Yet somehow his involvement in a murder totally derailed
funny
it.
how Kaito was actually
Don't be
smart
so
here.
surprised.
Kaito's because he
No
used to be in
cop would ever
Yakuza. He's
want
like,
to
no,
unwind
no,
a
no.
ruling
I
based
know
on
what
their
happened.
own
Like,
findings.
there were people like, no, but like
Anyone who wants to go
Yagi's
against
the only one who's like,
grain's
you know,
gonna need
Kaito
hard evidence on their
was
side.
part of the Yakuza, and
So
he
the
would know
case goes
how
cold.
criminals
All to
would
save
think.
face for the court and the prosecution.
Just listen to him more.
If Ahara really did
Oh,
commit
yeah.
murder, it'll have been the perfect crime. This debacle only serves as proof.
True. It would turn the trial into a farce. There's no way we're letting this go.
But wouldn't challenging this mean going up against the entire system?
Yeah. That scare ya?
Not at all. In fact, I was just thinking we're the only ones who could take a case like this.
That's the good shit, kid.
This whole time, we've been writing off Ihara as a convicted sexual predator. But it's looking more and more likely the court played right into his hand. As for me, I'm done being
Huh.
played for a fool.
Lord Doom said, I have a friend that
Then you
tried to
heard what
become
I
a
came to say.
prosecutor, but
Any
then he read
thoughts?
about how a lot of
I'll
them are
be on my
corrupt and
way.
will straight up hide evidence
if
or
you
know the
need
guy's
help,
innocent but still try and
just
get
ask.
them convicted because
I
my
think we're good
batting
for now.
average, though.
Yeah,
Thanks.
So now
That
he's a
takes
cop.
care of a lot.
that's pretty
No
much
problem.
That's exactly, yeah, that's
So,
pretty much what I was, like,
that's pretty
if
much
I didn't
sums
say
up
it. That's, yeah.
prosecutors in general. I feel because they want to,
Was Mafia John
try to win
cured
court
ever,
cases
or
without,
what? Think maybe
looking
it's
into
time
the
to light
truth
that flame
in,
again, huh?
in
How
a
many
lot of
times do I
things.
have to tell you, it's not like that.
Because I feel that should be like the main thing whenever it comes to a court case is, oh hey bad gamer.
Hey, hi.
I mean that's the true thing. I mean that's the legitimate thing. Legitimate reason why
same thing
court
in
case
Japan,
should
yeah.
exist is to ascertain the actual truth, the definitive truth about how certain cases went, instead of just looking at everything at face value. Because if you look at everything at face value, then it just gives more reason for people to actually deny the legal system if they're not going to look at things from different angles, different logic, and all that. You run away from the Yakuza who were trying to pummel you.
What a waste.
Oh, it's like I wasn't supposed to leave the, get into office. I'm like, why is this thing still, oh. Didn't realize.
Bad Gamer said he just got off of a 2.5-hour raid through Final Fantasy XIV Online.
Golly.
And here I am, haven't even gone into Endwalker yet, and probably won't for the foreseeable future due to my financial woes right now. But I might be getting back into that maybe next year, hopefully.
I was actually about to suggest that.
And he even said exhausted is the best word. And Lord Doom says, but my batting average, though, I need to win. Forget those people's lives as long as I have a nice KD ratio.
Yes, this is Shirosaki. Yes, I can talk.
Metal
Mr.
knows
Prison?
that lingo.
Why would they
I
call us
do.
directly?
Guess we'll find out.
Understood.
I mean,
the candor.
Isn't it the isn't it the legal system's job to ascertain the truth, the actual truth,
In
in
short,
Post
he
every
won't be speaking
every
of his
single case?
representation any further.
Post.
You're joking.
Mm-hmm.
To be more specific, he said he's not taking any more questions. It seems he fully grasps the situation, even in custody.
How is that even possible?
I'm
I notice
guessing the
I've
murder
been
footage
saying
that
that
was
word
uploaded
quite a lot
yesterday was
lately.
also planned out in
Ascertain.
advance.
It's just another fancy way of
That or
saying,
Ihara's conspirators have to
Yeah, you and
fulfill
your-
their bid.
obtain or
Remember,
whatever.
How else
what
can you
Mick
predict
Foley
you'd try to
said.
see him again so
Why
soon?
say the
see
big
either of
dollar
those
word when I
scenarios
can
making
use
sense.
50-cent
But
word and get the
only
meaning across?
someone on the force could be leaking insider information to him like that.
Damn.
Or
This shit's
as
turning
Reddit
into
would
a
say,
full-blown
why use lot
conspiracy,
word
eh,
when
Doc?
little word do trick?
Whatever it is, it's screwing up our plans.
Very true.
Yeah, the timing couldn't have been worse. Now what
Lord
are we
Doom.
supposed to do?
Listen, this is my KD.
There are
Her
plenty of
name
leads
is
that don't
KD.
involve grilling
She has to
people.
go to college,
Yeah?
but I
I'd
need
like
to
to
raise her
hear.
rights, so a bunch of
Hell, if it
people
were me,
I know are
I'd
innocent are
start
going
with
to
salary
jail.
coup.
We gotta get that bread.
Okay.
You gotta stack that paper.
The first thing I want to learn is whether Ihara is really the murderer in this
I know, right?
footage.
That's sad,
Given
but
the
it's true.
entire sexual battery incident as an alibi, there is no way he could have murdered Mikoshiba. However, this new footage knocks the bottom out of that premise.
Right. Either his alibi or the murder footage.
Bad Gamer
One of the
follows
two's
up
been
and says, as
fabricated.
long as long it's about money, searching for the truth will always be secondary for most people. Well, yeah, agreed.
I think we should revisit the harassment case. When the sentence came down in court, no one expected it to end up as a murder alibi. Plus, everyone suspected Ihara was working alone. He may have not been. All this makes a huge difference. No one would suspect a train groping to involve accomplices or alibis.
Yeah, the
Search for
harassment
evidence
case.
wouldn't be as
I
intense as
feel,
for a murder.
yeah, I feel that's like the
But
thing
the
right now
entire
that was
incident
truly
caught on camera,
fabricated.
top to
I
bottom.
mean,
There's more
what
than enough
if
physical
the
evidence,
lady
too.
who
Then we'll need to verify
he
each
groped,
and every
was actually in
aspect of
on
the
this
case.
too.
Okay, what first?
Hmm.
Should we investigate the
Good,
crime scene
good
again?
question.
Maybe we'll discover something new if we check out the station during the crime's actual time frame.
No, I think we saw everything
Chat
we could
think.
there. Actually,
Yes,
if we're
we will
reviewing
definitely.
evidence, we could do that from
We
right
definitely
here,
like to
couldn't we?
hear your guys'
What
side of the
chapters
story. What do you
arises?
guys think? Do
We
you
do.
believe that
I
the
asked
sexual
because
harassment
fabricated
case in this
evidence would
game
likely show
is
something new.
fabricated, or the murder
If we
footage
prove
that we just
Hara's
saw?
alibi doesn't hold up.
And if you, and whichever one you think is fabricated, let us know your thoughts.
This part's still getting to me.
But just
The
make sure
Shinjuku
that you
station
keep
diagram?
KD
It's
to the
something happened
sidelines,
at the
okay?
platform?
Well, the majority of the incident was caught on camera. But I don't think we have any footage of what happened around here. It's not much, but it's a blind spot all the same. Hoshino-kun and I confirmed that at the scene.
Okay. But how would this blind spot change anything?
The first thing that comes to mind is, gives Ahara a chance to swap with the stand-in. The real Ahara
Oh, the
murdered
blind
Miyoshiba
spot.
in Ijincho
Of course.
at 7:30, then headed to Shinjuku Station. Then, just after 9 o'clock, he swapped places with the stand-in, getting caught on purpose.
So you're suggesting that there were two Aharas at Shinjuku Station?
Yep. And the true assailant, the Ahara look-alike, disappeared into the crowd.
Wait.
Lord
If what you
Doom,
propose
the
is
murderer,
true,
the murderer
does
is
that
Darth
mean
Vader.
Ahara had
I've
never
sent
touched the
Katie to her
victim?
room. She can't be affected
But the
since
police inspection revealed
we're not
trace
talking
markers
in
from the
ranked,
victim's clothing
Kappa.
on Ahara's hand.
Ah, trace inspection.
Oh no.
Yeah. So no matter what, the fact that Ahara touched the victim remains standing. The victim felt his hand reach under her skirt right after the train departed Ikebukuro. She was scared motionless for the entire commute until arriving at Shinjuku Station.
Could you describe the victim for me?
She's an office worker married to an industrial designer. Also has a 6-year-old son. Full name, Yui Mamiya. 30 years old.
A wife and mother.
As long as we don't speak in ranked, she can't hear us.
Perhaps
Lord
if we
Doom
talked to
followed up with.
Mamiya-san directly, she could give us more insight than that video. She may even recall something none of us know upon learning
Yui
that Ahara's
Mamiya,
alibi might have been fabricated.
30 years old.
That's a good plan. We'll finally have a
A wife
fresh
and
source of
mother.
info.
In that case, give me a moment so I can get a meeting set up. We should have her address and other information somewhere on file.
Oh, this part. Oh
Bear in
boy.
mind, Mamiya-san was the victim
This
here.
part I
Without
get
the
stuck
assailant's
on
defense,
these
I doubt
sometimes.
we'll get a warm welcome.
That's pretty standard for us, I'd say. Nobody rolls out the red carpet.
Or do
for a
I do that
detective,
yet?
right?
Or do I do the cool
Yeah.
boss fight?
Say, Kaito-san.
So
looks like we got some
basically,
free time,
they
so
want
let's say
right
we
now
grab
they're
some
wanting
food.
us to
Now that you mention
have a
it,
talk with
I
Yui
can't
Mamiya to
Right.
get her side of the story, basically.
Exactly. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't remember because there's investigation parts. I never see what I need to do. Talk to Saori. Dag nabbit. Oh wait. I finished talk to Saori. I turned around. I was like, dag nabbit, I gotta talk to her again.
Huh.
I want to
Oh, here
talk.
we go. RK members.
You think
Oh,
they want
boy.
something? Bet it's not a friendly hello.
They do look like they mean business.
Look at that guy on the left,
This
especially.
RK's
Looks bugged
idea of
out.
an ambush? How
His
basic.
eyes.
Bug Eye Balboa.
Kaito-san, there's more.
Over there, too.
Oh boy. What's
Lord
your
Doom
name?
follows-
When you're fused.
Same losers from
Lord Doom
yesterday.
follows up. He says, as an
Let's figure out
aside,
settle this
his
score.
wife and himself are
Looks like they
working
rounded up
on
some
relearning the
weapons
fusion
waiting for
dance
us to
because
show.
we're nerds.
Well, whatever the hell they want, let's not get Genda-sensei and them involved. Follow me.
Okay.
Well, hopefully you guys will find your rhythm again.
Just don't mess up your fingers like Goten and Trunks and Vegeta and Goku tend to always do.
Yeah,
For some dumb reason, they always do that.
where they become either
You're
thin as a
about
pencil or just bloated as a
Stalker
balloon.
over on Senryo Avenue. Danner.
He says, we had a name once, but he forgot it.
I can't look at, but oh right, story stuff. I can't. I'm just,
Oh. Got a keyword.
Yeah, I can't use the buzz reach. I tried and it's like it's blocked out.
Ah,
All right, I'm getting fed up with this shit.
Why haven't they made a move yet? It's like they're waiting for something.
speaking of the fusion dance, you want to hear something hilarious? What would that be, Lord Doom?
Sure.
Hey, quit dicking around and come get some.
Yeah, I love Kaito.
What the hell? They're just gonna keep stalking us?
Nope. Thanks for waiting, assholes.
Shit.
They're taking their sweet ass time.
Let me guess. You're RK too?
Bastard went straight for our heads. Are you nuts, guy?
Shut your
It's
mouth.
gonna. Yeah, apparently.
Here we go.
Oh! Oh, what a scoop. You guys forgot that they got one of them's got Ultra Instinct and the other's got Ultra Ego.
Basically. That's literally a good way to describe them both.
Mm-hmm. Lord Doom follows up. He says, in the older Dragon Ball Z games, like Budokai and stuff, if you tried to fuse into Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, it automatically succeeds since there is no model for a messed up fusion Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta.
Huh.
So that's
Interesting.
yeah, that is very interesting.
Oh man, I was gonna do a tag team. Grab him again, Kaito. Grab him again.
You said that there's another awesome boss fight coming up here pretty soon.
I did the crane version of the tiger drop, that kick. I wasn't even trying to do that, but you know, whatever. I don't know if it's gonna be this chapter. I thought it was.
Oh, okay.
That's one down.
Oh. Yeah, that was
Man, somebody did that. I wouldn't even let him walk. I'd be like, I'd grab the bat and be like, "Nah, I'm taking." Oh, there's some dudes over there. Never mind. Didn't know that.
You just take the bat and be like the Roman Empire, just break their legs, make sure that they don't walk.
Damn. You really went all out on the back.
Right? It's the whole town arcade,
It's the whole
right? Like,
town
golly,
arcade now or something?
how come there's that many dudes?
Doc,
Yeah.
we should probably get gone before the
Why? It's not our fault we're getting jumped.
Right?
Like RK territory.
Guess their plan was to come at us in waves.
It's not our fault that we're getting jumped. Well,
Yeah.
of course.
We won't be meeting
Look at that
Samus
dude
on the
doing the
others.
bring it on thing, like he's somebody. Like he thinks he has a chance.
Point.
It's so true, man. What that
So why
this
not
one
use-
YouTuber did.
Golly, and they're still staring at us.
Why not? Soma and Akuma.
Jesus.
Top, and they probably remember me. I'll just ask them real nice.
This
to
is-
get their goons off our back.
This is a creep factor.
Dealing with this
Lord Doom says,
Kites.
RK? What about the
Finally
O,
making a
Kappa?
house call. Any idea where it is?
Kaito called them scrubs.
club
That's great.
at the back of Theater Square. Used to be arcade exclusive.
Nice.
Nowadays, I hear they let in thugs from all over. I admit.
Now I see it. Nice.
Let's hit it.
Back at so we got to go back to Theater Square, huh?
Apparently.
And those scrubs are still watching us at the sides. Golly. God, it's like they're it's like that each one of them is the Slender Man, basically.
Look at this. This group of losers. Let's go, RK. Oh, yes. How about you?
Metal?
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I thought Jerry was asking about something. He said, what
Oh,
about
were
you?
I apologize. Hello.
Hello.
Stay down.
Okay, so what was the question again? I apologize.
I was asking how you doing.
Oh, I'm melting. So
What?
yes.
Melting? It's cold over here.
Oh, it's the opposite here because it's above 30 Celsius. So yeah.
Golly.
Damn.
I believe, what is that Fahrenheit, Kyle? It's like 90, almost 100?
Almost 100. Yeah.
Pretty damn hot.
Oh yeah, I forgot. When it comes to everywhere else aside from the United States, they go by Celsius and not Fahrenheit.
Yeah, we're the only
Basically.
weirdos, too. We're weirdos.
Really, guys?
Lord Doom says 86 degrees.
Oh, okay, so
Well,
Oh, there you go.
it's 88 where I'm at right now, so
not even that here. It's do. It is 79 here.
Mm.
With no ACs. I just got a fan and don't even need that really. The wind is blowing so nice.
I envy you.
Well, it's been some weeks of suffering first, and then, so yeah, we finally got our break.
Yeah.
Yeah, I broke that dude's shin. Golly. I don't
me, oh
use the
my.
boxing style much because when I 100%ed this game, I didn't have this DLC. I just, as you know, because remember I fought Amo
Yeah.
without
Oh,
DLC and
that bowling ball.
yeah, that was.
Yeah, that'd be enough to break somebody's leg. I mean,
Just
it's not
know when you see the Cinderella finger, you're gonna get fucked.
Oh my god, that Amon fight was horrible.
that. I mean,
Lord Doom said it's 79 where he
Get ready to
is
meet some shit.
with
with
rain.
rain. I mean,
Yeah,
that guy
shooting
getting
is
hit
definitely
in the
out
leg
in
with the
the
bowling
works.
ball, that reminds me of that scene in The Patriot where that guy gets his leg completely blown off by that cannonball.
Oh, yeah.
Eesh.
Yeah.
All right, let's get in there and be done with this.
Funny how I actually remember that movie.
Oh yes. Oh hey, I think oh. I don't know if this is the boss fight thing or we have to sneak
Hey, who the hell are you
or
two?
this leads to the boss
Got some
fight.
invitations?
The Yagami
Yeah,
detective
doing some Metal Gear stuff again.
Yeah.
There a problem here? This is a public
The
business.
Metal
isn't
of
it?
Gears.
The Metal of
About
Beers.
time you showed up. We've been expecting you.
Nothing like running to an old friend.
We would talk to Akutsu
So many of those
sometime.
arcade members where you just want to punch them in the face with how
Why?
snobbish they look.
See, we all knew the Yakuza out in the cold would come around to us once the Tojo clan cleared out. Know what makes us such a hit?
Who gives a shit?
Nah, look, Kaito.
We got a system fleshed out. Your average gangbanger starts at rank
He's
X,
actually saying they
but
got
an
ranks.
ex-Yakuza, or Tojo head at that.
Oh,
Fast track
oh
right to
really?
E rank. Oh, and just for you, Kaito-san. The boss says he'll
Frickin'
start you
scrubs.
at A.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure.
will
you've got
rank
your
on
pick of
you.
the chumps. But I'm here to talk to
I love
Rank
what
D.
Kaito said back.
So get
Shut up
stepping
with these rank stuff.
and
I'm
take
here
me
to talk to an
Akutsu.
adult.
Suppose
Exactly.
you're a man with some balls. I can see why Akutsu's
Rank
had his
D's
eye.
nuts.
What?
That's
Just
what I would
like,
say to him.
just
to
like
just wait in the
Eddie
lobby?
Kingston.
You
Yes.
should thank your lucky stars you're not dead yet.
Well, you know what this
I
means?
don't
We
know
must
about this,
dance fight.
Kaito-san. What if you need
No, he
backup?
must dance fight.
Yeah, somebody put on break-in and we'll start. That's probably a movie only myself and Kaus know about, really.
Relax,
Yeah.
Doc. All I gotta do is
I grew up on
Break-in and
Breakin'.
its
Breakin'
Break-in and its great sequel, Electric Boogaloo.
You heard the man.
Ah,
And then one that I didn't know about until much later as an adult, which is Rapid,
Oh, if it's gonna be that quick.
Which
we'll
is
just wait right
basically
here.
Break-in 3.
which is basically Breakin' and it's Mario Van
Whatever you
Peebles.
Yeah.
You're shit for business.
Ah, come on. Don't you want to be friends?
Electric Boogaloo, Star Child says. So yeah, speaking of AEW, All Out is happening tomorrow night.
Yep.
It
and,
is.
and tonight is or if it already happened, I think.
Yeah, Clash
That's,
at the Castle
Yeah.
Hey,
is
think I
like
could use the
today,
restroom?
basically.
There's one inside, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, I will not be able to see All Out this year because my job is
Mhm.
has me scheduled to
So,
get off
you in arcade
after the
too?
first hour has
I
passed of
take
the
it
show.
business is good lately.
Oh hell yeah! Recruits are swarming in by the.
I love on
If you're
Twitter
looking
that
for quick
based on
cash
my
and comfort,
retweets, it
arcades
decides to
where it's
give
at.
me
Plenty of hotties too.
it decides to give
Wow.
me like
And all you do is
Yakuza
fool
fan
around on your
art
phone.
of like,
Talk about living on easy street.
you know,
Screw
of
you.
Kiryu and Majima,
Hey, not
banging.
my fault they don't loop you into the good jobs. Bet those
Yeah,
Because
are
PH
because
and Star
that's
Show
guys.
that's
Steve,
totally what I want to see.
F?
said that
Yeah,
it
it
already
said-
happened. The
The fuck
Yeah.
did
WWE
you
one
just
today.
say?
No title
Oh,
changed
I offend
hands.
you?
Oh,
Sorry.
just like
The
Battle of the
Sun
Belts
gangbangers
3 that
are
happened with
soft as-
AEW not too
I'll
long
show
ago.
you who's
No,
soft,
none of the titles
asshole.
changed hands during that event. So
Oh,
it's
it
like,
was fucking pointless.
yeah, it's like, what was the point of
So,
that?
getting split up from my buddy does make me kind of an asshole.
Ah, Rey Mysterio's son turned on him, turned heel.
Oh boy.
Aw, damn, son. Now you got yourself a concussion. This just goes back into our whole conversation about which is worse, either a concussion or a
Yeah, we
broken
talked
bone.
about that.
I remember
and
that.
Lord
Yeah,
Doom actually
concussion. Yeah.
came in with that concussion is worse by far.
Yeah.
Oh, PH. Wait, that's not PG. Like, you remember R-Truth? I don't even know if that's PG. Lord Doom, so well, with therapy and an apology, maybe they could repair their relationship. Mysterious Ray and his son. Alright, here we go. Metal Gear.
Metal Beer. Greg Kinnear.
Something near. Blah blah. I don't know.
Bum 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 bum. I wonder if somebody has actually done like a they take the clips of the stealth segments and add in music to Metal Gear into them. I think that'd actually be pretty dope if somebody actually did that on YouTube.
I need to find Kato-san.
Is talking to Akutsu.
Yes, this might be the boss fight after all. I guess I gotta just keep going.
This person's name's Akutsu. It's not Akatsuki.
Let's search this room. Let's change the beat. I know this music. Let's change the beat. I don't know if you know that reference.
Nah.
No?
No.
Suspicious.
Basically, what I want to look at is a vent. Where is this vent? That's the thing, but I need to find the actual, like, hole or whatever. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Come on. You wanted to find a vent, now you can vent your frustration.
What the?
Ah. We're gonna be going inside
There's
the
a
vent.
safe here, but I forget what the number is. Let me look this up. the number. There's actually a
You actually get something out of
Yeah.
opening that safe? Oh.
yeah. Let's see here. Lost Judgment Chapter 5 safe. Good thing we have good old Google.
Yeah.
Even though I've done this before. 1811. Right. I should have known that from playing the game already.
Just 1 year before the War of
Hug
1812.
Bomb beta. Apparently I already have a Hug Bomb beta. That's funny.
Oh.
1811 is the number to that safe.
Lord Doom says, Beck had to duck out for a second and defend his wife in an argument.
No.
Now we're full Metal Gear.
All
I'm
right.
now expecting to look down there and see if Meryl is doing sit-ups.
Is that a woman? Not him.
Yep.
Hey,
The argument was about her ability to fry chicken. I taught her, so she's amazing
Heard
at it.
Akutsu-san wanted to see him.
for real?
Oh,
Was he
caught
taken
it
to the
damn
VIP
cold.
room then?
I hate Alaska. Boy, oh boy, that woman is built all right.
Even I've never gotten in there. What makes him such a big shot?
The argument was about her ability to fry chicken, you say?
Yeah, that's what I said. Reading it.
Well, yeah. Well, I was just...
Oh, you said, yeah.
Yeah, I was asking
My
towards
bro.
Lord Doom.
Just let's see. Well, anyways, let's see here. Look at that guy.
As soon as I thought as soon as I said I taught her, everyone went, "Oh, okay, so you can do it." Lord Doom followed up with,
That's great. I taught her. Oh, okay. That's great. I like how this is straight Metal Gear now. It's friggin'
Yeah.
Imagine if MGS1 got another remake, but it was like with this graphics engine.
"Oh yeah." I mean, there was that speculation that people wanted to see Metal Gear Solid 1 get remake using the remade with the Fox engine. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But of course, people would be in fear or would be doubtful that they would want something like that unless if, David Hayter came back. Doing a judo chop. I mean,
Look,
dude.
you said it was also low-key racist. Yeah.
Ah! I mean, you gave that guy a judo chop. I mean, what would happen if you actually did? What happened if you actually did that and his wang was still out?
Hmm.
Don't worry about it.
Well, hey, it wouldn't
I
be
want to
like.
say this is the boss fight, but I'm not.
I mean, it wouldn't be like the Order 1886 where they were not afraid to show you know what in that game.
Didn't I ask you for another round?
Huh? Another round?
You forgot my order already? I want
It's like they're setting up for some big
Yeah.
party inside that dance hall.
Fuck the bottle. How about you just mix me a cocktail?
He
But of
said F
course.
the bottle. Some hangover cures, he said. Serve drinks.
Lord Doom, you can't Judy chop someone with their wang out. The Judy chop has honor. Kappa.
Oh, look at him do the Kiryu shaking. The Kiryu lost Paradise shaking. Yeah. Remember, if you ever played Lost Paradise with the alcohol serving.
Ah. Oh yes. Oh boy. And you have to use the 6-axis controller or whatever to do the shakes or whatever. Uh-huh. I remember that. Oh man. I remember having so much trouble with that at first, but then getting much better at it as soon as I figured out how to actually do the mini games within that mini game much more properly. But of course, you could always hear Kinshiro saying stuff like spin, 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 spin,
Spin.
shake, 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 shake.
Yeah, he does do that.
Mix, 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 mix. Oh.
Bad Gamer says, I was tabbed out, and that guy talking to Yagami to me sounded like Rick from Rick and Morty.
Hey, you, detective guy. Can make me a drink? Yes. What? I got caught? Get out of here! Don't give me no crap game. I messed up one small thing. You suck!
What?
Golly.
Oh, that's bollocks.
Basically, it's like you gotta, even though you're like walking there, you gotta like careful
Yeah,
of
look-
other dudes. I don't know.
Yeah, it looked like you were doing things pretty
I
flawlessly.
don't get it. Who was seeing me? All of a sudden it says that dude just turned around and saw me. Like, oh, I'm supposed to hit him. That's right, murder him. You know you're not supposed to. He even gently puts their head down so they don't get concussed.
That's a good boy.
I may bump the game's audio up for this fight if this is the fight I'm hoping it is. If it's not, oh well.
Like how he just carefully and calmly just choked that guy. Bad Gamer even said, speaking of Lost Paradise, I don't remember where I saw it, but apparently some people didn't like it like at all.
Help us out a bit when Arcane needs some real muscle on the field.
That a fucking joke? On what planet would
Well,
I sign up for more
that's their
busy?
fault because Lost Paradise was actually a pretty fun game.
Guy, I've got my boys in the room.
I like Lost
Being talked
Paradise,
to like
and I
this
haven't
is
beaten
a
it
good
yet.
look.
Why would you care how you look? You're a bunch of damn yakuza. You and Soma are picking up the Tojo clan scraps, yeah? Or do you have a real plan?
We'd have the manpower if we wanted to.
With all your washed-up yakuza and punk-ass kids? I don't see it happening, man. What are you fucking thinking?
Exactly why we need more guys like you. Help me show this crew how the big boys
Apparently, this
roll.
guy is not a face scan.
Get some authority on this to get it built the right
The
way.
Akutsu guy,
So you
Uh-huh.
really
he's not a
drill
face
sergeant
scan.
for
He's
scumbags?
actually played
Count
someone in
me
Yakuza
out.
before.
Kamurocho's
The
underground
Japanese
river cache
voice
is still
actor, anyways.
flowing, but
Oh,
there's no more
okay.
Tojo clan upstream to collect it all. There's no more rules. We can run this town however the fuck we want. And once we've got ours, we can slip back into civilian lives to live it up clean as a whistle.
You want to be a civilian again? You're kidding.
Bad Gamer said he
Oh,
loved
yeah.
Lost
Wanna
Paradise.
have the cash to buy your
As a
favorite
fan of
store?
Fist or North Star, I thought he was great. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't see any problem with it.
Would have been
Oh no,
possible
it's a
in
different.
Yakuza
Good.
life.
Well, why
Now,
the
if only
fuck would you
Dragon
need
Ball
me
games
to
could do that more often.
Yeah. I mean, not everything has
Ship in the
to,
shadow of the
you know,
underworld.
follow exactly the same
Escape
as
from those
the main
chains.
continuity.
Don't sell me your bullshit like I'm
It's
one of
like,
your fucking brats.
Think outside the box a bit when coming up with the
Sounds to me
plot of a
like
game or
bitch just ran out of
or a piece of
gas.
work, you know?
Go out there and build your dream gang if you want. I don't give a shit. That said, if you keep bugging me about this shit, I'm gonna make sure you regret it. Keep your fucking distance from us.
Did you say us? Are you refusing to join up because you have a partner?
Imagine if all these Yakuza were wearing Rowan brand clothing. I'll be like, oh, really? Did you get Tetsuya Nomura's involvement in this game, Ryuga Gotoku? Since he's a big fan of Rowan clothing, the Rowan clothing brand for his characters in whatever Square Enix games he works on.
Hey, round up the boys. Sir. Hey, get off your asses.
So chat said,
Too late for that.
Starchild says it doesn't really follow the story, but there's a reason why. Spoilers. I really liked playing the game though, and I didn't have any problem with it. And then Bad Gamer follows up with a couple things. He says, "Just ask all the 100 of the Dragon Ball Z What If tubers."
Right, for stories, exactly.
Cut yourself, man. You sure? You fuckers are the ones who don't know shit. This whole
This ain't
damn town belongs
this
to
might
the
be it.
arcade now, you know?
Although this ain't the intro I'm waiting for.
To you, huh? You fucking
You gotta take out these clowns first.
Oh, the
Then
scrubs.
there's a boss fight, if I remember right.
The effing scrubs, as Kaito calls them.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Well,
I love how Yagami could turn into Tekken.
yeah. I mean,
Yagami
this
can
definitely
pop 'em
does
up.
seem like it's a Tekken stage.
That's mean like how he can juggle people. He can do that and then turn into another style and then oh the boxing. I don't use the boxing style much, so I'm like, oh, this can do some stuff.
Ah.
Nice.
Bad Gamer follows up again. He says, "What if Goku got cancer? That would be a great game."
Here I am, like if Yujiro couldn't get cancer, although Yujiro got a heart virus, so does that make sense?
Oh boy.
Oh man, I could have done a double team there too. Oh well. Ooh. Foot to face style, not instead of face to foot, like in Kung Pao.
Oh. Kung Pao enter the fist.
Only attack, just stabbing.
You know, this may sound crazy, but you guys know the song Can't Heat, right?
Dang, I dragon dropped him. Who?
No, do you know the song Can't Heat?
Canned heat. Oh yeah, canned heat.
Yeah, the
I thought
song
you
that
said
they used at the
canteen. I was like, what?
the song that they used at the end of Napoleon Dynamite.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Well, I
it,
don't remember Napoleon Dynamite, but yeah. Go ahead.
but they played that song in the at the end of the movie. But whenever I hear that song, I always think that it would work well for like, you know, like a Tekken game, like for any stage in Tekken, in a dance club like this. I mean, just the sound and instrumentation, it just seems like it fits really well for like for any stage in Tekken that has a dance club such as this.
Ugh. It's all about him.
Starchild even followed up. He says, "The only thing I could think of that would have made Lost Paradise better is if you could play as other characters like Toki or Ray, etc." Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of other, you know, a lot of other characters who would. Mm-hmm. I mean, think of like playing as other characters with different fighting styles, like you said, like Toki or Ray, and they would each.
Him. I'm going to temporarily boost the audio if. Oh, Bulldog! If the boss fight music starts playing, because it's such a good dynamic intro. I love it. It gets played once. Then I gotta remember where I had it though. That's the problem. 23.5. Okay. That's what I said, right? 23.5.
Yes, 23.5.
So when I boost it up, I gotta make sure to put it around there.
All right.
If please, come on, it's so hype. Down.
Yeah, we can do that. We get it. It's fine. Right?
Oh, here's your other guy.
Even Lord Doom and even Lord Doom corroborated and says yes. Starchild 9.95. Oh boy. I see what you did there, Starchild. All right, April. All right, Casey.
He's the
High
leader
five,
of
and then the song
arcade.
started playing
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's the name of the
kinda
song.
figured.
He
Yeah.
cued it.
Saying we, but I don't think you know what's going on.
Mike,
You're
he
just gonna
queued
waltz
the
in here and
song
bark
up on his
orders?
playlist
Kaito-san turned down your offer.
at the end of that movie.
And
Kazuki
the other
Soma.
guy is
Yes,
Yagami
he is
from
the
his own
main
detective agency.
Scoob. You gotta
Before
remember,
that, he was in a
even
con
more than
Ah.
Akatsu.
Now he's with Kaito-san independently.
It's my job to be running HQ, though. You shouldn't roll up unannounced.
I'm supposed to leave you to your own devices? I do have to check in, at least to show my face.
Got a
He's
cold?
like, I got dust allergies.
It's a dust allergy, actually. Tough thing to live with. And I used to catch hell for it in the Yakuza. Quit that infernal sniffling, they'd say.
Yeah, what do you mean dust
That couldn't
allergy?
have
Like
been
that
easy,
place
man.
don't look dusty
I
to
bet
me.
they would
Like,
beat
they
the
could
shit
actually
out of
keep
you
it
if they
pretty
didn't
clean.
blow your nose.
He's still like,
know,
it's still too dusty.
I do wish we'd had the time to
He's
work
got allergies.
Kaito-san. You as
Dust
well,
allergies like me. Woo.
Yagami-san. It may
Jeez.
feel like
Sorry,
we're a
I had
small
that
time
IRL.
in the media
Yeah.
town, but
For an antagonist, I'd say that'd be sort of a downgrade, you know?
in the
Of
meantime,
being
try-
intimidating.
the two of you
This
be.
dude is
Does that
scary.
work?
Finally, some sense.
That's their way of trying to
Best of
lull
luck
you into a
with the
false
growth.
sense of like this
As
guy's
the
a
leader
punk.
here, you need
And then
brains
no.
and brawn.
So,
Yes.
is he about as scary as the final boss in the first Judgment?
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
least.
Something else?
I can't wait to see this.
Your
All right,
guy's out
Lord
there
Doom.
searching for some guy
He
in
says,
the
"Be right
picture.
back."
Well, how'd that hunt end up turning out?
You need brains
Some
and
kind of
brawn.
girls bar manager, wasn't he? It sounded like he'd disappeared from Kamurocho more than a few years back. You have any luck tracking him down?
Ah, we actually found that he's unfortunately dead. Likely murdered. Considering Kamurocho's reputation and the nature of his profession, I can't say I'm all that surprised.
Got it. I guess I was just kind of curious.
Always happy to oblige a detective.
Oh, this ain't the boss fight thing.
Damn it!
Didn't have to boost the audio for after all.
All right,
Shoot.
go back to 23.5.
Oh, I never
Even though
boosted
they're
it,
new to the
but
scene.
Yeah.
yes.
Supposedly Selma's the one who spearheaded the
Dang
campaign
man,
to
I'm over
scoop
here
up
like,
all the
yeah,
ex-Tojo.
we're about to hit. It ain't this
Turns out
fight.
he's teaching the next generation of thugs
So
about
now you know
protection.
that we do go back to that same
Rugged.
area later. At least you
He's
know
not
that.
Oh,
unemployed
game, why
because
did you
of
yeet us?
shitheads.
I
They've got 50
forgot.
bodies so far.
I
Including
forgot. Now I
part-timers
remember
and other
when the
associates.
fight actually does
That
happen
may
when
be
you're
well over
there. It isn't just
2,000
Kaito
strong.
with you.
That's a lot.
There's
Even half
there's
that's
some
a
other
lot.
people.
The Yakuza left behind a gaping power vacuum in this
Other
town.
people.
Even if it was
Minor,
an
like
arcade, someone
you know,
else
without
would
trying to tell you who they are, but
Yeah, minor
So much
spoilers.
peace
You're-
Without,
and
it's
you know,
let's just
being
say
Huh?
Kaito ain't the only one helping out.
Yeah.
Sorry-san's calling. Hello?
It's Shiosaki. Sorry for the wait. I found our file on Ahara's victim.
Ah, Mamiya-san, right? Yui Mamiya?
Yes, she lives with her family in East
Seems kind of
Ikebukuro.
I'm about to make
You know,
a
it
quick
seems kind of
phone call.
intimidating that we're back
Awesome.
here, and it just
Then I'll
seems
be right
very
Good.
suspicious of what's all going on back over in Ijincho.
You go on ahead.
You
Ted.
know?
Yeah,
one's
this
outside
game
my area of
more than 7
expertise.
actually has like
Okay. I'll head back to
more
the office
of the
when I'm
thing
done.
between both Kamurocho and Ijincho. 7 had Kamurocho, but you know it was mostly
And then-
99% Ijincho.
Yeah. I mean, seeing how we're, you know, since it's been long, we've been back in Kamurocho, since most of the game, you know, this game takes place in Ijincho, it's just like, it really makes you curious as to what all is going on back over there.
I got something better than. Oh, I got an instant fluxure. I get
Oh.
instant fluxures.
Really?
Yeah, I just block and flusher, Fisher, Flux Fisher. You know what? Forget it. That's a good word. Flux Fisher, Flusher. No,
Flusher.
keeping it. Flusher.
What a waste.
But it does it automatically?
Yeah, if you block and hit back, yeah. I'll show you.
Oh, wow.
I'm a block.
Now that's interesting. It's like
guess
doing
you gotta-
the. It's like you do. It's like in the Onimusha games, where if you were to actually parry an enemy's attack at the right moment, then
Oh,
you could
I remember
actually
that. You just
fall
go.
back with a critical move.
I remember those in Onimusha.
Yeah, that was like the thing I really liked about Onimusha, were those moves. It just made you felt invincible just doing those. I mean, you could pull them off on the bosses, but they were hard as hell to do.
Here we go.
I just hooked him in the back of his head. Golly.
Really, guys?
Speaking of concussions, that could be a death blow even. Jeez. Go to Gendala. Actually, wait. Where's a food place? Steak. Let's have some steak.
Yeah, I see that you're running a little
Yeah,
low on
that's
health.
why I'm like, let's do some steak. Let's do some steak.
Sounds great, actually. I like my steak medium, if you please.
Oh, I love that.
Hey, welcome back, Lord Doom. He even followed up and says, concussions suck.
Oh, here we go. I love this move. Look at this move. It's so savage. I love doing it to the jerks. The really jerk enemies. Just keep pounding. Now, speaking of concussion, he also has a huge one now. That guy. Oh, and it's still a guy. I didn't even realize.
Oh, dang. I wonder how many of his teeth are busted right now.
Yeah. Saw that, just kept just on the concrete too, having your head punched like that. Like, yeah.
God, he's like that
Yagami,
boxing
I
bag,
never
you know,
kill or
that's hanging.
paralyze. Also, yeah.
And you can do multiple punches, like doing those roll punches or whatever.
Starving. Now we're talking.
Golly.
Arigato. That's all I learned. I just learned. I ate the hot dog. Hey, you didn't learn any other Japanese?
Oh, item drop plus. Oh, cool.
Oh, perfect timing, Yagami-san.
Are there any meals that will give you extra experience points in regular battles to level up like a dragon?
Basically, yeah. It tells you straight up too, like with Well, now we're going to Mamiya's apartment, and this is the part where I'm like, oh boy, investigations again.
Oh boy, Mamiya.
Investigations. Here we are, Ikebukuro. Every time I hear that place, I think of that movie I saw about Mas Oyama. It's like a fictionalized version of his life.
We're speaking to a
called Fighter of the Wind or Fighter in the Wind.
Interesting.
And in the beginning, he sees a chump, and they call him the bedwetter of Ikebukuro. So every time I hear Ikebukuro, I'm thinking the bedwetter of Ikebukuro.
Oh boy, yuck.
Yes, there's no way around it. It's a risk we had to take.
Well, here goes nothing.
Yes? I'm Shirasaki from the Genda Law Office, the attorney for Mr. Akihiro Ehara.
Well, I could see this conversation going either way.
Why are you here? Don't you know it's rude to show up at someone's door uninvited?
Lord Doom says, I think about Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne since that's one of the areas.
Oh, Ikebukuro?
I apologize for any inconvenience.
I'm sorry, but the trial's over and done with. You know I can legally turn you away.
You're right, but I'm only asking a moment of your time.
And that was also his first exposure to that word. Lord Doom followed up with.
I don't have time for this.
And then Starchild follows up. He says he trained Sonny Chiba.
Yes, Oyama did. Oyama is the master of Kyokushin.
Oh yeah.
Sonny learned Kyokushin through him.
Oh yeah.
Are you aware of the trending video?
The guy who chopped off a bull's horn?
Murder? Thing is, the victim was confirmed.
Or was that somebody else?
In Yokohama until the morning of your own incident. And since Ehara was on the train with you, they're ruling him out as a murder suspect.
So, what is it you're getting at?
I'm just trying to ensure you're in the clear from any of that unfortunate business. If we could do this now, we'd never bother you again. All we need is 10 minutes of your time.
How absurd.
We're only trying to help. But if later would work better for you, we could always come back another time. With our supervisor, of course. That visit would probably be more formal. There'd be paperwork, audio tapes, you know the drill. You'll want to clear your schedule.
Yes.
I really
Oyama would go to town. I don't know.
And it's entirely our fault.
And
We
fight
thought we'd do
bulls.
this
Karate bull
casually,
fighter
but
was based off
we
of that.
really should have been more by
Yeah.
the book.
Oyama was a legit
But
dude.
it is a murder case, so we do have to make sure our paperwork is in order here. Now, would you prefer to
And even
schedule a date
Starchild
for
says,
a
I
maybe
believe they
more
have
formal
videos of him
interview?
taking down bulls.
You said 10 minutes if we do it now.
Well, Oya would give, or
We'll make it as
Oyama
painless as
would give,
possible.
matadors a run for their money, I take it.
We
Or
really do
professional
appreciate
bull
it.
riders.
The big thing was him
Well,
chopping
I'm
the horns
impressed.
off.
I'm also not sure I should trust a word you say ever again.
Really? I did get us
Sure,
in the door,
Texas
didn't I?
Longhorns would probably be
I'm
pissing their
joking.
pants
I
if
do
they ever
appreciate
saw
the
him.
help.
You know?
Now let's not screw this up. This
You know
is
what
likely
killed
the only
Oyama?
conversation we'll have
What
with
killed him?
Mami-san.
Lung cancer. And get this, not a smoker.
Really?
Secondhand smoke.
Hi there.
Just goes to show
Hi.
you that it's even worse for
Again,
you.
we apologize for
Damn.
the intrusion.
I metal
Let's
secondhand
just get
smoke's
this over
worse.
with already.
Oh god, it can be. Getting all in the lungs and everything. Ugh.
The reason why is because when people smoke, and you're like, why they get it even? Why do they not
We'll
get it as
make this
bad?
quick.
Because the filters in the cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
Lord Doom said his wife said the exact same thing to him during the game of Among Us.
Among Us.
All right, now what do I have to look for? Family photo, bike, and child's drawing. So first the family photo, then the child's drawing and bike.
Mhm.
Oh, there we go. See a bike? Oh, there's a bike.
A B-cycle.
You can inspect Yui and her son and a computer next to her. Okay.
Suspicious. What the? Hey.
Lord Doom says, I'm impressed, but I also don't think I should trust anything you say ever again. And I'm there in my Among Us spacesuit alive.
So, Doc, I've already told the police and the court everything they could want to know about that morning.
I'm sorry to put you through this again, but would you mind going over those details
Sonny
with us?
Chiba was trained
else is left to
legitimately. I
discuss?
mean, he was, what,
I
50 degrees or
understand
something
how
like that?
pressured you might feel.
Hmm.
I've gone over this so many times. I wonder if pressing charges was even worth it.
No.
And Japan
what
Action
you did
Club.
was both brave and
Look what they do now in
inspirational.
Toku. Right, Metal?
Many
Toku,
victims are
Japan
afraid
Action
to come
Club.
forward for
Yeah.
any number of reasons.
Stunts and everything.
And
Your
that started with
voice
Sonny
might give them
Chiba and
courage to
doing
find
his,
their
like,
own.
Street Fighter movies.
Ironic.
Yeah,
Hearing this
basically.
from that
Really
predator's
hard to
defense
believe that
team.
people
Well,
like to dismiss Sonny Chiba, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Would you mind
I
walking
mean,
us through
just
that
looking
game
at,
from the beginning?
even with me getting a
It's
glimpse
nothing
of
so
some of
mysterious.
those fights
I
that
was
he was
just
in
trying to
those
do to work
movies,
when
it's like,
some
they
man
do
grabbed
look
my butt.
100%
That's all it was.
legit for
Nothing else
his
was out of the
fight
ordinary
style
that
or
day?
whatever.
Correct.
Hey, just look at,
Not
if
to
you're a
pry,
foot
but
fetish person,
Where is your husband today?
Saori has her bare
Still at
feet
work.
there. And if
He
you're
usually
not,
doesn't get home until later.
good. Don't
On
look.
that note, I have to
Yes.
go.
I didn't even
So
notice
let's
till
get
now.
this wrapped up soon.
Please don't.
We'll try our best to.
And Yagami has his socks on.
On that day, you and
Yagami has
Ahara-san
more
boarded the
sense.
train bound
I
for
would keep my
Ikebukuro,
socks on.
correct?
I wouldn't go full
Had you
barefoot
ever
some
seen the
stranger's
man
house.
before then?
I don't like right.
No.
It's the custom Japan to take your
At least
shoes
not
off.
that I can recall.
Your socks.
How many times must I go over
You're in a
this?
stranger's house. You know,
Your
you don't know,
lawyer friend here already knows everything I have to say. What do you gain by getting
Right?
me to repeat things?
Right.
That's the
Saori's awful
thing.
trusting.
Yagami-san here is a specialist. He can take whatever you repeat, analyze it, and draw up an entirely new conclusion. Right?
Of course. That's exactly why I'm here.
Yeah, it's like we forgot about Sawa Sensei.
In the security footage as you
Yeah.
stepped onto the train, it looks like Ahara-san.
Man, boy, do I love 60 frames.
Were you
Like
aware
the
of
character
his
models look
presence at
good, and
this
then the
point?
60 frames
I
makes it.
was.
I'm actually pretty
It felt
impressed
like
with it, even
someone
though
kept
it's like,
pushing up
oh, it's not
against me
even
with no
a
sense
full
of
next gen
emotional
game, which
boundaries.
it's not.
I remember
It's a
second-guessing
PS5 version of
myself
a game
at
that's
the time,
also available on PS4.
thinking it was
Yeah.
normal for the train to be that packed.
Then the train took off while you were stuck in the situation.
Lord Doom,
Yes.
did someone say feet? No,
And
not
then
really.
I felt the
Not
back of his hand against me.
now. Quentin
It kept
Tarantino was in
getting
the
worse
chat,
from there. To the point where
right?
he went under my skirt.
Yeah.
And the
You,
pig had the nerve to write it off as an accidental brush
you
on
know,
a
I
crowded
think
train. But that kind of touch wasn't
recently
accidental. He even grabbed it.
Toshihiro Nagoshi said that he gave a glimpse of what his next game's going to be like. He says that it's going to have a lot of violence, but think of it more like a Quentin Tarantino film.
Some men can't wait to
Why
debase
did she say
themselves at the
like?
first
Why she's looking at
opportunity.
him?
Why would you
Right,
say that and look at me?
right, Yagami. Yagami
just
has
stood
a
there,
very
frozen.
good big point.
I couldn't see
Why
what
did
was
she
touching
do
me.
that?
I
She
had
says
no idea
personally,
what to
some
do.
men can't wait to debase
wanted to
themselves.
scream.
And Yagami even straight up
But
said,
what if he
"Why
just
are you saying
played
that
it
and looking
off?
at me?" Right?
Yeah.
Yagami
So
never
I decided
abused
I would
you.
bear it till the next
What the heck?
station.
Are you okay, Mommy?
I'm fine, sweetie. We're just having a bit of grown-up talk. Are you hungry?
Uh-huh.
Then go read your book and wait over there for Mommy.
Look at all that manga that kid
We're
has.
almost done.
You said the abuse lasted the entire 6 minutes between Ikebukuro and Shinjuku Station. Did you see the groper's face at any time during that span?
No. I was too
Dang.
terrified to look. And I thought, even if I did, he'd just pull away and escape. But just as the train was pulling into Shinjuku, I reached back and grabbed the hand on me.
Starchild says he had black belts in Kyokushin Karate, Togakura Ryu Ninpo Taijutsu, Goju Ryu Karate,
He must have known I could turn him in.
Sorinji Kenpo, Judo, and Kendo.
And I chased after
Wait,
him.
Lord Doom mentioned Miyazaki. I want to mention Quentin.
That was
Miyazaki's
captured by
also a
the
foot
station
dude.
security cameras.
I didn't know that. Did not know
Hayao Miyazaki is on foot, dude?
that. Here he is talking about
Did you ever happen to lose sight of Ahara-san while running?
how people are pervs,
This
and
cat
here
was pretty easy to spot, and no one else was bolting off the platform like that.
this me another Miyazaki. I don't
never
know.
lost sight of him. At that point,
I would never
feeling
take
was
Miyazaki as someone who
so
would
I
do
just
something like
screamed,
that. But
"Cut
if it's not the
If it's-
Miyazaki I'm
yeah.
thinking of,
I'm
then
glad they were good.
Yeah.
I'll be like,
Couldn't get
whew,
by.
thank God.
For sure. And there were a lot of smartphones out. So I figured
I
there was
say
no way
that,
for
but
him
I'll
to get
draw a
away
feed
with
if
it.
I get paid.
I was so relieved.
I see. I think I've got the gist of it. But now we've got a piece of evidence.
Oh, Hidetaka Miyazaki, okay.
What do you mean?
Oh, the Dark Souls Miyazaki's a foot guy.
No.
Oh boy. And here I am still needing to play Elden Ring at some
On the
point.
same day, at 6:30 a.m. in Yokohama, a student teacher named Hiro Mikoshiba was sent off to work by his mother. But he was soon
Yeah, I
abducted
do
by
have
his
some of
home,
those
only
Hidetaka
to be found dead much
Miyazaki
later in the
games,
teen show.
you know, the Souls games, but still I have not beaten any one of them. I mean, I have the Demon Souls remake on PS5, I got Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, and I got Elden Ring, but still I've not even beaten any one of them yet.
But instead, he took his own life. So Ahara took it upon himself to punish his son's tormentor.
That's awful.
But now we come back to the issue here. If this footage is authentic, then Ahara-san couldn't have been your assailant. The victim's estimated time of death and Ahara-san's time of arrival in Tokyo simply don't allow for it. It's just not possible for someone to make that commute. But there's the flip side. If Ahara-san was in fact your assailant, it would mean this murder footage is a fabrication.
I don't know what you expect me to say after all this.
I love the
Right?
music.
Now you know horrific.
Like we're in Final Fantasy. Like
That's why we came to see if you had any.
Wow.
listeners.
So that's what this is about.
After hearing your story, I have no doubt you
Ah!
endured a lot that day,
Intense.
which would obviously mean
too many
that murder
LPH
video
said
was
we got confused by Miyazaki's. LPH said
who
too many
showed
people
that
in Japan
video?
have the same name.
And why?
Lord Doom
Right.
even followed up. He says he
Based on the
apparently
quality
censored the
of
bare
some
feet in
recent
Elden
events
Ring
within
because
Cloud
he was tired of being
Whether
mocked
it's
by
CG
Western
on top of
players.
real murder footage,
Oh,
or
man.
just a rock
Ugh.
solid AI creation. No way it was cheap.
For some reason, that makes me sad
So
in a
why
way.
go through all this
So I'm
effort
like,
to
you shouldn't have
fake
to
a
censor
murder?
anything, even if
Who would benefit from it?
They They think
But I
that
have to
Miyazaki
say,
has a
I
foot
feel much
fetish?
closer to piecing this
Apparently he
puzzle together
does.
with your help today.
Oh.
It's just
Thank you
I
very
just
much
don't
for your
think he
time.
should be
Oh,
censoring it.
Yes, and
Just
Oh,
because
yeah.
they think
this will be
he's,
the last
or
time
just
you
because
see us.
he is one.
Our apologies for the
Dang.
unexpected visit. And for dredging up unpleasant
This
memories.
is like
There's
this
things to definitely take
It's
action over,
fine.
but to me, it's like
So
feet.
long
I'm
as
like,
this
oh,
is
that's
really
weird,
the
but
end of it
I
all.
wouldn't mock somebody over it.
oh
I
right.
just be like, oh, that's weird, but it's not creepy unless you're getting creepy with it,
The only time I
like
think
Quentin Tarantino.
uh-oh.
Oh,
I'd like to report
Automod.
Mommy is not
Even
so
though,
much to the rest of the team.
yeah,
Can I count on you to
Lord
do
Doom says, I mean, I don't have a foot
Let me go
fetish,
pack
but
your
I don't
supplies up.
see it as any different
Alright,
than
then I'll see
liking
you there.
boobs or legs or butts.
yeah, that's how exactly. That's how exactly. I don't see it as any different than that. Like,
Yo, me.
Hey, I just got back to Kamurocho. Everything good? Any news?
All good here, man.
plus if you draw jewelry, you
worried
get a
I
lot of
mean,
likes on Twitter.
anyway, as I was saying,
I
like the
mean, they
last
did run
time,
their mouths
you
with
know,
stabbing
I
us in
think
the
that they
back.
censored
Glad I
feet
feel
heavily
good.
was in Fire Emblem Awakening on the
Anyway,
3DS.
heading
If you
to
remember,
Goodness and
all the
Sari's
characters
back
and their
door
feet
will
pretty
open
much
up
look
tomorrow.
like horse hooves or something like that. They were shrunk down small.
You do that.
They didn't look like actual human-sized feet for the in-game character models.
You've heard about the real life Chinese practice of forcing that, which is so brutal and messed up,
Really?
where they bind a woman's feet so they can never grow because they like them small.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's messed up,
Golly.
but that's what they did.
Yeah, let's start there.
So, the victim's story is completely in line with her court testimony.
Yeah, even Lord Doom says that's
correct.
brutal.
There wasn't anything
Yeah,
new to pick up.
I remember learning about it in history class. I was like, what?
In which case, should we look into the murder video instead? Like,
They
figure
tie
out how they
their
made
feet
it?
with ropes, like
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
when they're little, and they're just like,
Whether that
haha,
tape's
we're
fake
not gonna
or
allow them to
real,
grow.
someone had to
So
put
they
it
can't even
online,
walk,
right?
but they're like, oh, but you got
Do we
beautiful
have
feet
any
now
theories on
because you're
who
small.
that might be?
Like, woof.
Well, the footage showed enough of the surroundings to make the crime scene clear. As somebody who's been there, I can confirm that the blood splotches match what you see in the footage. Which means...
That'd be like Jack the Ripper, but for feet. You know?
the murderer's accomplices have to be the ones who posted it for him.
Yeah, I can't see it any other way.
I also agree with Yagami-san.
But in that case, what would their motive be?
Maybe they wanted to make a mockery of the police, or even the whole system.
Yeah, it was during the Tang Dynasty.
Ah.
You know Ihara got himself convicted for groping, so he'd have an alibi for
Yeah, it's
Mikoshiba's
just called
killing.
foot binding.
But then
I see.
They did it a long time. They were like, it was a status symbol, and I'm like,
almost
sounds
as if to
horrible.
say, look how he got away with it.
I see.
Up until
Yeah,
the
it does
19th
make it sound like
century,
he's taunting them.
they were
That's
doing that.
well and good.
Jesus.
But I'd like to shift gears. Let's talk about
You know, I
the
wonder
actual
which is worse, that or
video.
Tiananmen Square, you know?
How does one go about that?
Well,
You know, just thinking
example,
about it.
the true culprit would be taped murdering Mikoshiba. Then Ihara's face would be copied and blended onto the killers. That's how they'd approach it in a Hollywood movie.
But then, wouldn't you be able to see traces of it being faked?
Tsukumo-san reported that he's found nothing of the sort in his analysis.
We've been down this road before. If we take the stance that the footage is fabricated, we have absolutely nothing to work with.
That's how they approach it in a Hollywood movie.
That the video's actually real. If that's the case, there has to be a flaw in the groping issue. I think we've collected enough evidence to find it too.
Before meeting with Yui Mamiya, didn't you mention the possibility of Ihara using a stand-in? Perhaps the real Ihara murdered Mikoshiba in Ijincho, then swapped places with the imposter so he could be detained.
But we couldn't find an opportunity for the swap to happen, remember? From the moment he set foot on the Ikebukuro platform, Ihara was constantly on camera.
Using a stand-in.
That's not
Mmm.
entirely accurate, is it?
Huh?
That could be possible too. Oh,
Remember how we
logic, you
mocked up
gotta
a
love
diagram
it.
of the Shinjuku Station platform?
Yeah. Oh, wait, that's it. You could be onto something. There's a point where Ahara wasn't on camera at
Yep.
all.
There was a
What
point.
is this point you speak of?
Hara
Let's
is
all go over
not
the
on
diagram so
camera,
that everything will be clear. Here's
Yeah.
what I want you
where
to
he
see.
could have made a stand in. A swap.
Mm. Yeah.
Hey. It's very brief, but there's a moment where Ihara and Mamiya-san can't be seen by the security cameras. The dotted lines on the arrow represent the camera's blind spot.
It does appear so. So you're saying this is where the Groper, the fake Ihara, traded places with the real one?
Can't say it's impossible, right?
Right. Except if that actually happened,
You know, and
Mamiya-san would have been
it's stuff
right
like
behind
that.
him
It
at the
makes you
time.
even more suspicious that
Could the two
that
really swap places
Mamiya
like
may have
Ferguson?
actually been an accomplice
In a crowd like
for this
that,
whole
I
thing.
think it's feasible.
Good thinking.
If that really was Ihara's
I
plan,
wonder.
then I'd
I
say he was
wonder.
being
It's
careless.
possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Careless? How?
Well, on the day of the incident, the station was packed for morning rush hour. That means there was no solid guarantee the assailant could
Oh
make the
boy,
switch.
what? Why
It
is this
could have been
happening
nailed
today,
to
Lord?
any random passerby before reaching the blind spot.
Oh
Good
no.
point. Not
Why
only
are
that,
why are
if
they
Mamiya
picking on
San
your
had called
wife
for help
today?
while the train was still moving, then the first
That's
Ihara
funny.
would have been caught before even.
Just go
But-
tell
but-
Gordon
but you're
Ramsay to
good.
shut his mouth.
But you're good to go and defend her.
Called it.
Defend her
Think
honor
about
like
it,
that.
Yagami-san.
That's good.
Yes.
Why would Ahara's accomplices
Just go
make
tell
sure
Chef
to find out
Ramsay
every
to
last detail of
shut
his
his mouth.
alibi, only to leave
Your wife's
such
a good
crucial
cook.
component to chance, as Hoshino-kun pointed out?
Oh, just doing my job.
True. Good work, Hoshino-kun. In fact, I think that may back up my own take on it.
The only status symbol I remember reading about was being overweight, Lord Doom said.
Oh yeah, no. In China, it was also for
Can you
for
expand on
high-ranking
that?
women in
I'm
China.
saying
It was
I
also
agree that
tiny
such
feet.
airtight alibi wouldn't have
So
allowed
they'd
for
bind
contingencies.
feet and make sure they
And
didn't
that
grow
takes
too
the
big,
question to another level.
if at all.
Just how
Damn.
far did they line up the pieces in advance to make the swap work?
Are you saying there's more to it than we discussed? What did we miss?
What else can we possibly deduce? Well, remember that question you were just saying about Mamiya?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a thing here. You could say, matter of fact, I'm gonna tell them Mamiya was colluding with Ihara.
I know this won't go over well, but what if
Good.
Mamiya was colluding with Ihara all along?
Huh?
Or
Bear
Doom said,
with
yeah,
me.
it meant you ate well.
Let's say
Yep,
Mamiya
being
was
yep,
in on this.
being
and
large.
knew about the
Look at that,
impossible
Rich.
advantage.
That's exactly what I was
That's
thinking to
the
myself
case.
when I
The swap could
I'm
happen
losing
right
weight
in
now.
front
But
of
like
us,
when I was
no one
bigger, I
would
was like, man,
feel
if I
it,
was
no.
in medieval times,
You're
man,
saying
they'd
the
be like, look at
victim
that
of
rich
the
guy.
clubbing conspired with her assailant beforehand? That's
And
ridiculous.
ability to eat food is the ultimate status symbol. Think about it. Yep.
Let me just say, I'm only trying to work out how a swap like that would be guaranteed to work. Now, if Ahara and his stand-in both know that Mamiya will pretend not to have seen them, they can trade places in the blind spot with impunity. Conversely, if Mamiya
He's saying the
wasn't
suggestion
part
is
of the plan,
ridiculous,
the idea of a
Saori, but
swap would never work.
may not be that
We can say with
far-fetched.
certainty that she
Dang,
would have seen
ambulance.
the swap, so she could have even called attention to the real Ahara the moment he
Ambulances.
stepped in.
Am
That way, people
ambulances.
around
That
her
looks like
would be
real
focused
footage,
on
and even
chasing
though it's like,
the
I mean,
correct
obviously,
assailant.
yeah, you could tell they're
The rest
3D
is
when
as
you
we
look
know.
closer, but like,
Oh
if
yeah.
you're from far away, you'd be like, man, that's real footage. Or like
Mhm.
me looking at the footage of it on the
Theory is
OBS
accurate.
capture,
What about Ahara's trace
Uh-huh.
because it's so small. I was like,
Remember the
man, I wouldn't have
fibers of the
known
victim's
if I
underwear
just
were
saw it that
detected on
small.
his
You
hand?
know?
Yeah.
That can also be explained by Mamiya being in on the plan. For example, while the stand-in was showing himself at the security cameras,
I may
Mamiya
save
could
it
have
right when
easily
they let me,
provided
because
Ahara
I didn't even.
access
We're
to a
already.
pair of
Golly,
underwear at
time.
the same time.
Wow. I was having, I guess, much fun. I don't know.
Maybe the stand-in loitered around for so
Oh
long
yeah,
because
it's
he was
just
letting everyone
with
else get themselves in
it's just with
place.
stuff like this going on. This is where I feel that stuff's getting really good within the story
It's
right
not
at this moment.
impossible.
Lord
We can
Doom has
work
got
out
a
the
point.
other details
Exactly.
later.
I mean, if
Point
I were
is,
born in medieval
Ahara's
times, I
murder
wouldn't have
alibi is
lost weight.
shot
Yeah,
if Mamiya was
Oh
around.
yeah. I mean,
Some
especially
days, it's
during
possible
times when you
Ahara
have to
disgraced himself
eat
to
a whole
secure
lot to
pretty
try to
shallow alibi for Mikushiba's
maintain
murder.
your strength or whatever.
I'll concede that it's an avenue worth pursuing.
Or Doom said,
And when it
girls
comes
would have
to the
just came to me.
prosecution, They can't just admit they got the first
Right, Metal,
case so
we'd
wrong.
be set in medieval times,
Plus,
wouldn't we,
they
Metal?
can't question Ahara
Oh,
and believe
yeah.
she was murdered. In fact, their only option is to claim the tape was faked.
I'll visit
So
Lord
he managed to
Lodgington.
make a farce
Like,
out
I'm
of
like,
his
oh,
sister
snap, I'm a
after all.
lord here.
Well, his court case
Lord
for his
Largington.
son's bullying did
What?
get more or less
Wait, what?
thrown out, didn't it?
Lord Largington. I already know where I got that.
Investigators
Lord
Largington.
Largington?
Largington?
agreed there wasn't enough evidence.
That's a
to
good
convict
question. Where that came
anyone. No
from, but
surprise
all right.
for me that the guy
We got
held
new
a
lore
grudge
for the Geek
against the
Fighters. You
system
heard it
for
here
so
first,
long.
folks.
Yeah,
Hold on.
hot new
Before
lore.
we all decide on this,
What's up?
the obvious question to me is why would Mamiya be party to such a crime? She appears more than financially stable, and she's even raising a child.
Salary's
So why would
pushing
she do
back a
something
little
so
bit like,
enormously
this
risky
chick
as
seems
helping
to be well off.
establish a murder alibi?
Why would she try and
Yeah,
randomly
haven't
do a
gotten that
crime?
far yet. But maybe she was promised
Ah.
something that far exceeds the risk. Or maybe Ahara has some kind of dirt on her even?
Dirt.
Enough to make her help with a murder? What sort of secret would be big enough to force someone into that corner?
A 53-year-old patrolman and a married office worker and mother. They'll collect connection between them so far as the train itself.
What info do we have on Mamiya anyway?
Or maybe Ihara has some kind of dirt on
Ahara through
her.
I'll pull her information.
Hmm.
Just a second.
Oh, I just thought of something else. those
Lord
two
Tim,
were
I'd be
guaranteed
Baron
to
Von
working together.
Huge.
What's that?
Ah,
If
that's
Ahara
good.
wanted to use this crime as a
Ah,
murder
something my dad would have probably came
he
up with
needed
too.
it to
Baron
blow
Von
up into the
Huge.
public eye. But if he had chosen a victim who stayed silent,
Duke
then
Sizington.
nothing would have come of it.
I don't know.
A solid plan would need to eliminate that variable.
Napoleon Large
Which
apart.
means Mamiya
Ah.
being an accomplice was crucial to Ahara's success.
That's true.
Or
Looks
Biggie
like Ahara
Balboa.
pulled one over on the prosecution then. Got
God.
his accomplices right where he wanted them, even his victim. Once
Hey,
we
you never
learn how
know.
he's connected
That
to
quote you
Ahara,
like to say at times.
we can
That I
figure
mean,
out
it
the rest
could
of
be an
this
actual
too.
person or a fictional person. You may never
According
know.
to the file, her maiden name is Yui Suzuki. 30 years old, so that's consistent. Originally from Ota, Tokyo. Attended a private high school called Kurakawa Academy. Later
Kurakawa
graduated
Academy.
From Toto University.
Wait a minute.
Met her husband on the job, apparently. Her husband, Taichi Mamiya,
Her maiden name
was
is
an
Yui
industrial
Suzuki.
designer at
Oh.
Techno Zeta Inc.
Hmm.
6 years ago,
Kurokawa
she gave birth
Academy.
to their only son, Sotakun, who's now in first grade.
And it's a private school.
You said she went to Kurakawa Academy?
Lord Doom. Man, now I want to go back in time and be
Yes.
Baron Von Huge.
Let's do this. He remembers Kurakawa Academy.
When I went to scope out the murder scene, there were these 3 guys watching the detectives and me. They told us they were
So
just
we're going
checking
back to
things out.
Eugene Show next
They
time.
mentioned they're Kurakawa grads too.
Oh yeah. Next time
have any
on
ID
Lost
on you?
Judgment.
Will my
See that
license
those
work?
3 guys that
Okay,
oh
son.
they're just nobodies.
Age
Look at all of a
30.
sudden they went to the same school that chick went to.
Kaike-san,
Oh boy.
age 30. Mommy is 30 as well.
What's that got to do with anything? Aren't we trying to find a connection between Mamiya and Ahara?
I found the Kurakawa Academy website. Looks like they're pretty prestigious. It's in Tokyo, specifically in Ota.
A
Close to where
Kaike-san.
Mamiya lived. Oh,
What?
the girls there get such
Oh, so
cute
they're
Oh, you know.
You little. You want to
So
start
they're
all over from
alumni.
the bar exam?
Wait, I've seen that uniform before too, actually.
Where?
On an old picture of a teacher at Serio High. Sawa-sensei. Ahara's son confided in her.
You want to
What do
start
you
all
know?
over from the bar
She
exam?
Kurokawa grad too? I don't know Sawa-sensei's exact age, but she could well be 30. Maybe
Sawa
all of them were
Sensei, too.
classmates.
Could this mean they're actually linked?
Oh wow.
The victim and her up to now unrelated assailant?
Sawa Sensei was a
Who's
part
thinking
of
best?
Kurokawa, huh?
Fall apart any time. But no true detective alive would pass it up.
But I want to go back in time and be Baron Von Huge as well. All right, so we saved. Okay, so
Nice.
I don't even have to. That means I don't even have to start the next chapter. We can start plugging.
Oh, nice. And I think it's my turn
I'm
this
gonna
time
do
to start.
This. Yeah, so you just see the PlayStation menu. Go ahead, Kyle.
Okay, so you guys can follow me at youtube.com, twitch.tv, facebook.com, and twitter.com at RPG Reviews. And that is me.
All
Short,
right.
simple, and sweet.
Next up is me, which is easy. I'm just at Twitter at MetalBlueEye0, and check out my buddies over at hero-club.com for all your hero news, and across social media at Hero Club for Life. And we also stream on Twitch at Hero Club for Life, Wednesdays and Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, so check us.
As for me, you can follow me on Twitch at FighterCows, twitch.tv/FighterCows. For the time being, it's still 4 p.m. Eastern, Tuesdays and Fridays. Tuesdays is more Fate stuff. I don't know. Games, multiverses. I don't know. Fridays is Super Robot Wars. Again, 4 p.m. Eastern. And follow my social media at the same name so you can find out anything else I'm doing, including webcomics or YouTube videos or commissions or whatever. And that's, like I said, the same name, Fighter Cows on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. That's it. We're right on time.
So who would have thought we'd complete 2 chapters in this stream? That was something else.
All right. Well, 2 words left to say. Nimi. Kanyo.
Peace out. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, see ya.